7 carries for 23 yards. Monster.
Come to Sam Ash for hundreds of exclusive holiday deals on music and sound gear from the most iconic brands. Save big on professional and starter guitars, drums, digital pianos, horns, violins, DJ, and electronic production equipment. Supercharge your home studio with deals on podcasting, streaming, and AV equipment like speakers, microphones, headphones, and acoustic treatment. Plus, with 36 months no-interest financing on thousands of items, you can get the gear of your dreams right now. From our incredible selection and service to our lowest price guarantee for over 95 years, real musicians know you only go to Sam Ash.
You're now in the Sports Web, a sports talk show for the hardcore fan. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. Hey guys, just like I said, 31-17, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick up their first win live here from the deck in Isla de So. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49. And give the Panthers credit. Even with all the turnovers they had in this game, they still stayed in it. But it kind of reminded me a little bit of Buckball, boys and girls. Defensive turnovers, and when he needed a closer at the end, it wasn't victim of volume and Ronald Jones. We were wrong. It was Leonard Fournette over 100 yards rushing with the capper, a 46-yard touchdown to seal the deal, and the Bucs pick up their first win versus the Panthers at Raymond James Stadium.
I think it's even – do we even try to make it a thing that Leonard Fournette, as far as if he's learned that playbook or not, I think he's earned that starting spot next week against those Denver Broncos?
Oh, yes, me. Absolutely. I think he showed he closed out and showed that he can handle this offense being what was it, 9 days last Sunday? So little under 15 days he's been on this roster and already making an impact like that. I would say so.
Now, look, Jones had a touchdown in this game, Fournette 2 touchdowns, but you needed that after you get the field goal from the Panthers. They're coming down. They're trying to stop the Bucs. That, to me, was old Bucs ball. And then on top of it, we talked about it last week, how guys had to make plays. Guys made plays today. Jordan Whitehead was all over the place. Devin White was all over the place. Carlton Davis made an unbelievable interception, as we talked about. You want to be a top 10 corner in this league. That's the type of plays that you make to be considered a top 10 corner in this league.
And Peter is absolutely right. He went out and showed why the defensive backs are no pushovers no more. Jordan Whitehead came out and started the day off early, getting an interception on an error throw by Teddy Bridgewater. And then Carlton Davis coming up later with a big INT later in the game.
All right, so let's go out to the phone lines. Who's going to lead it off, boys and girls? It's going to be Mr. Matt Colson from Oklahoma City. Welcome to a happy edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, powered by 320.com, 320solar.com. It's the Sports Web. What's up, Matt?
Hey, guys.
What's going on, buddy?
I thought we had pulled the Giants out of our butt.
Well, let me tell you, I'll go back to this, and I looked to Blake, and I said, look, on that play, you had 2 drop touchdowns today. McCoy drops one, Miller drops one. Both of those should be touchdowns, perfectly placed passes.
Great, wasn't that the other one down the sideline?
Sorrell Grayson.
Don't forget that.
Catch the ball.
So it's 3.
Right. It's 3 touchdowns there, 3 opportunities. But the difference between Tom Brady and Jameis Winston, I feel like, is when he doesn't have it, he takes what the defense gives him. He doesn't try to force it in double coverage, even when you're in the red zone, because I feel like maybe it's unfair or not, I feel like last year during that Giants game, Jameis Winston would try to force it, turn over the ball, give the team back the momentum. That's the difference. You had 1 interception today. Look, Gronk, I thought they had some chemistry there, but it looked like on that pass, Gronk wasn't looking for the ball. Besides that, give, again, the Panthers credit for making the adjustments, shutting down that offense. But, again, when the defense needed to make a play, they did. And when they needed to close it out, Fournette was the guy to do it. What's up, Matt?
And that's the one we need to get next week straightened out.
Yeah.
Fournette needs to start.
Yeah.
Rojo he got that 1 touchdown, but I think that was from misdirection.
Right.
He was wide open. I could have run that one.
Well, look, they're gonna run with the hot hand. And if your hot hand is Leonard Fournette, and he has all the potential in the world, we talked about it. He's a bell cow runner.
That last play?
Yes.
That last touchdown?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And
even Evans was out there blocking with a bum hamstring.
Yeah, and you heard fans say, "Oh, we don't need Leonard Fournette." Oh, by the way, you do need Chris Godwin in this offense. We'll get more into that,
yeah.
But this is the reason why it's a good problem, ladies and gentlemen. You have a 4th overall pick in 2017. He could be that guy that not only can pass protect, but catch the ball out of the backfield and run with power and speed.
Well, that's the most important facet, is when he was in the game, Brady truly had that threat out of the backfield on a short passing game.
Right.
Whereas with Rojo, we're still waiting for him to show us that he can do it, which the jury is kind of really still out on that.
I think, to me, again, you're going to run with the hot hand. If Fournette's the hot hand at this juncture, you're going to run with him. And the last time they had a 100-yard rusher was last year, Ronald Jones versus the Atlanta Falcons. This offense has not had that. They now have that dynamic. I get it. It was still sloppy, but it's only the 2nd week, boys. It's only going to get better from here, just like the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Go ahead.
Second preseason game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey.
We're still got to put it in context.
Sure.
Last year, this would have been a half for Brady, and everybody else would be bubble players.
Yeah.
So we're at that point. Next week is when we actually start week 1. as far as conditioning and having the roster lined up as normal.
Right.
So,
Right, absolutely. Got
but
Cedric
we
in the
did very,
background
very-
talking. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
We did very well, and my neighbors heard about it. So
Well, that's good, man. That's good. I love the fire. Who could do a cannon sound, because the damn stream deck in the back there messed up. So, okay. So I tell you what, let's go ahead. Cedric, go ahead. Get on that mic right there. Go ahead.
Want me to talk?
Yeah, let me say something really quick about that Bucs victory.
It's a Bucs victory.
Yes.
That's one.
Yes.
14 more to go, y'all.
Absolutely. We're live from the Deck Bar and Grill. Great food, great service. Those wings were tasty today, but even more tasty with that Bucs win. Go ahead, Matt. What else?
Well, that's about all I got right now.
Okay.
I got to save some for Rick, but I'm happy that things worked out the way they did. And remember, 500 will get you in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So we're doing pretty good right now.
Yep. Again, 2 games into the season. you had a depleted Panthers team. Bridgewater still threw for 352. You got some things to clean up with the turnover situation, but once again, the Bucs win. They pick up their first victory, 31-17, just like your favorite sports broadcaster said. So there you go.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good afternoon.
There you go. Thanks a lot. All right, again, Bucs pick up their first win. Open phone line. Get on the 320 Solar phone line here, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Live on Bucs Report. Brought to you by The Deck, 320solar.com, mycannabiscard.com, Sam Match, along with the best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. We got also Blake Anthony in the building. Let's go back out to the webheads here, read some comments from these guys here. The D was impressive. I'm proud of them. Eric, ugly win today, but I'll take it. Was that an ugly win today?
It had its ups and downs. I would say a roller coaster. I wouldn't say ugly.
It did. Okay.
Drop passes. There was a lot because and we'll talk about this later. But yeah, when Tom Brady goes to the sideline and he gets on McCoy and really rips him a brand new one.
Let's go out to the biggest Tom Brady fan I know. Let's go out to Will Man from Wisconsin. Welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49 and Mr. Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. What's on your mind?
Wow, we got 3 of the best Tampa Bay reporters going on here.
Appreciate that.
Keep going.
The originals.
OG.
Just for you, buddy.
OG.
The original. So what do you have to say, Will, man? Only 1 interception today. Brady looked good at times. They still have some things to work on, especially with some missed opportunities. But are you starting to buy your Bucs?
I've always been a Bucs fan. I always thought things were going to be good this year.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm just not a Brady fan. That's all there is.
Right. Tell me what you think about the game today. Come on, let's drop the nonsense about who do you like and who do you love. I ain't trying to give relationship advice. We're trying to talk about this Bucs game. So give me the Bucs game here.
No, the one thing that you said,
Mm-hmm.
you made 2 comments that I definitely wanted to rebuttal on.
Okay.
You were talking about Winston and comparing to Brady. The difference between Winston and Brady is Winston is a gunslinging quarterback, kind of like Brett Favre, where Brady is a pocket passer. It's a
Winston played today?
style of pass.
Right. Okay, we got that, but the point of that was that he's not turning the ball over into the red zone, which I feel like you would have that last year. Okay, that was the point. I don't care. Look, I don't care what the comparison is, gunslinger, DLG quarterback. I don't care. They win the game. They don't turn over the ball in the red zone. That was the point. Go ahead.
And the other thing is, dude, when we signed Fournette, I was like, now we're coming to play, because Fournette, I knew was, in my opinion, I thought he was one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we just signed Fournette. I'm like, dude, I don't understand why we signed Shady.
Yeah.
But signing Fournette to me just said we came to play.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I wasn't like everyone's like, man, I was shocked 100 yards.
Right.
But look what Kenyon Drake did when he came to Arizona last season.
Sure.
And he had the playbook for what, like 6 days?
It's certainly possible, and it was a good thing to see him on that left side with Donovan Smith and Ali Marpet, which, they have their moments, but on that run right there, right through straight north and south, good run. We've seen Ronald Jones, I'll say this, trying to go east and west, whether he's trying to find a hole because the offensive line isn't necessarily opening up. But you see Leonard Fournette, there's no wiggle and wag, nothing like that. It's north and south. Get out of my way. I'm going to the end zone.
Well, there's a difference between Fournette and Rojo.
Right.
I would say.
I agree.
Fournette's like straight power, where Rojo tries to be like finesse.
Yes.
Where it's like,
Agree.
Rojo, I like you as a running back, but the very thing that you are not.
Sure.
You can do the finesse moves all you want, but unless you got a line, Donovan Smith, you're not going to be able to do half the stuff that you want to do. Which Donovan Smith went down. So there goes their turnstile problem.
Yes. Well, I mean, I would still say there's unanswered questions about Donovan Smith. I thought that at points in the game today, there are points in the game today where he played well. There are still points where you're like, man, I can't believe this guy is a left tackle in this league. I feel like he should be a guard. I agree. I don't understand it.
$14 million.
Well, I don't care how much he's getting paid. If you can't stay in front of your guy and show proper technique, and you let a defensive player get into Brady's grill and hit him, eventually that's going to lead to an injury. So there's still concerns there on that left side. But I think it was a better game than the Saints. I think any game at this point will be better than the Saints. So, there's still some things to work on this offense. What else, Will?
This game was fun to watch.
Okay.
All the way through. It was kind of a nail biter at times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I knew this was I expected this result.
Sure.
I expected more of a shutdown of CMC. But, I mean, what do you expect from one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the league?
Well, don't tell Jacksonville fans that. Don't tell. Don't tell.
I expected our defense to hold McCaffrey to 150 yards. And what, he got almost 100? He got 88?
Right.
Well,
what do you expect from the best running back in the league? He's going to fight, you know.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Well, Will, a lot of credit to that goes to the defense.
All right. Good stuff, Will. Appreciate the call. Go ahead, Blake.
Yeah, a lot of that goes to the credit of the defense, getting the Panthers down early, taking McCaffrey's rushing ability out of the game, forcing them to – Dallas just won.
By the way, not a surprise, ladies and gentlemen, because if you heard the prediction on Friday night, what did I say? I told you that the Atlanta Falcons were a god-awful defense, that they'd be 0-2. The Panthers would be 0-2. What was the other side of that? The Saints are going to be 1-1 tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they lose to the Raiders. Now, I may be wrong about that, but I told you the Falcons are god-awful on defense. Dan Quinn is the coach of that team. Dead man walking already, my friends. Dead man walking.
I honestly think Josh Jacobs, I think that the Raiders tomorrow night, they won't have that running back identity. The Buccaneers are seeming to work through now with Leonard Fournette earning that starting title. Josh Jacobs will have a better day against the Saints tomorrow night, and I expect the Raiders to give them a good game, if not beat them.
All right, let's go out to Johnny Dean, the professor. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television, powered by 320solar.com. What's on your mind?
At halftime, I messaged Rick Hughes that, hey, look, Atlanta's destroying Dallas. I have to eat those words.
Yeah, I told you. Everybody's like, the Falcons.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm still saying if Atlanta's that bad a team, how did Dallas let them get that big? I'm still saying. I'm sticking to my guns. Dallas is a horrible team.
You may be right, but the Falcons are worse.
So they're horrible to death.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like the Falcons defense with Dan Quinn coming over from Seattle, this defense has underachieved. It's almost, boys, like a Lovie Smith situation where, look, he's hired to coach this defense over. He has this defensive pedigree. And ever since that 28-3 blowing of the lead in the Super Bowl, by the way, Tom Brady led that comeback. They have not been the same since, either by injuries or just by pure execution. They're not executing. They're not doing what they need to do.
They can't close the deal.
They can't close the deal. You got to close the deal. Always be closed, and we close the deal here on the Sports Web, the evolution of sports talk television, live from the deck. What else, Johnny Dean?
Ray Kennedy, I told you were on the wrong running back.
It's all right, Ray. I was with you on it, but I tell you right now, it's a good problem to have, whether it's Jones or Fournette. And Fournette right now looks like, and somebody just texted me, Sean the Sports Don, saying Fournette's already stolen that job. If he runs like that, and how many carries, Blake Anthony, did he have today?
12 to be exact.
12 carries for over 100 yards.
Over 100
What's
yards.
that average again?
8.3 yards per
we'll
carry.
take that
That's
all day
double
long.
the league average. Double.
Yeah.
And hold on, that's not starting carries.
Right.
That's barely backup carries.
Right.
12 carries for 100 yards on a run game that was insufficient the entire game. But it ain't how you start, baby. It's how you finish.
It's how you
You know what I
finish.
love? The best part about that is already as Denver's ending their game today and getting ready for next week for the Bucs to travel to Denver, they're already not talking. The dialogue isn't going to be how's Tom Brady going to beat us. The dialogue is going to be how are we going to stop Leonard Fournette? Because that's going to be number one.
And keep in mind, last year Fournette went over 200 yards of rushing versus that Broncos defense. Don't think in the back of their mind they're not thinking about that, and that should be the Bucs game plan. Look, we're going to run it. We're going to have balance to this offense. What did I say? Balance to the offense. It makes the defense account for everything else. It opens up this offense once again. So I like the chances, but a good victory today. Still, Johnny Dean, you would say there's some things that this Buccaneer offense has to clean up. I really don't know what happened on the play. It looks like Gronk is going to get the ball, but he's not even looking for it. And look, all we heard, guys, was that Gronk and Brady had this chemistry, but on that point, it looked like no chemistry at all. They failed chemistry.
Well, I said it in my thread. I've said it last week. It's still 4 games before this team starts getting cohesion.
Yeah.
At least. I'd say by game 5, you're going to see a completely different team. They're going to go out there as a complete team then.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see what the Bucs are really about.
Yeah, the thing is again, Johnny, you're saying that, and this is Bridgewater's first year in North Carolina, so we had an even playing field today. It wasn't like Drew Brees and he's been in New Orleans for 37 years. Teddy Bridgewater's first year is in New Orleans, and they have a new coach to boot.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a level playing field. So the Buccaneers still have so much to improve on, but I'd rather be winning this game the way they did with a lot of improvements to make than to have broken out real early and went away like we were looking, and then going to Denver with heads too hot.
Sure. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
It was 30 to 17.
31.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
31-17.
Yes, it was.
It's not like it was 31 to 30 or something like that.
Exactly.
We walked away with this game.
Exactly. Again, still some things to clean up, though. 352 yards by Bridgewater, 32 for 40, but they had to have 4 sacks today. It looked like this defensive line came to play, especially your favorite player, Ndamukong Suh, who you said at some points gives up, but to me, I saw a better player today than against the Saints. So
Yeah, he showed up at the end of the game, but when it got ugly, he was nowhere to be found. So, but he did show up at the end. He showed up at the end of the game when the game was pretty much sealed.
Didn't he get that first sack at the beginning of the game?
No, that was Antoine Winfield. Get it right.
No, that was him too. He got a sack at the first of the game too.
He got a
Well,
sack at the beginning of the game.
The thing I like about Winfield too, Devin White led the team with 11 tackles, but Winfield right there in second with 8 tackles. Winfield, not only is he covering like the ball hawk we expect,
calls
but he's
the fumble.
stepping up.
Calls the fumble. Game.
That pregame.
Yeah.
He had to advertise.
Make plays.
The crazy part is that a lot of the plays that you see him made at the line of scrimmage, you're like, damn, who is that? The linebacker? You're like, no, you're seeing 30-digit numbers. You're seeing 33 and 31 down in the box making tackles at the line of scrimmage, not 10 yards downfield like Barrett Ruud.
Yep. Whitehead, exactly. Whitehead or the greatness of Savvy Piscatelli.
Oh, yeah, that one.
But you have Whitehead and you have Winfield, both of those guys, the 2 W's today, and they led to the W by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with their run-stopping defense and also game making ability.
Wasn't it great to see that Carolina and Johnny? I know you saw this play, that Carolina running back. I don't know if it was McCaffrey, but he sees Whitehead coming up fast, just like, and it reminded me of the Johnny Lynch days because he actually winced before the hit because he saw that he filling the space in there, and Whitehead just layered another slobber knocker.
Yeah.
So that was just fantastic. Love to see that play out of our secondary.
Absolutely, Johnny Dean. Anything else?
No, that's it. I just wanted to remind everybody that by game 4, the whole team will have their game strength back. A lot of that second half was just because they haven't got the game strength back.
Right.
I disagree with that, but go on.
Well, what do you disagree, Blake?
You always disagree, Blake, and I'm telling you, I know it's a fact. They didn't have all the game strength back. 400 missed reps in the offseason. 400 missed reps.
What does that have to do with you not beating a guy in one-on-one? What does that have to do with it? You cannot beat that one-on-one guy in front of you.
You do understand that the defensive backs are running that field every play, and the wide receivers aren't.
I think it's a fair point by Johnny because once again you do miss those reps, and again you do take it for granted for veterans to get into it, but they still have to get into that shape. You still have those reps. I know what you're saying.
Games,
I get it.
one.
You still, and you may be right. And you know what? They still win today against a team that in the second half, give them credit with a coach, made the necessary adjustments to keep it close.
Wasn't it Carlton Davis had that pass interference in the end zone, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Carlton Davis, you could tell the reason why he's not even looking back at the quarterback. He's got his eye on that wide receiver. So he's fully expecting that receiver to have time to take it back inside for a misdirection because he took it to the sideline. And I think that Johnny Dean, I think where you're coming in being right about that is it's not even so much our secondary and all those reps, but our defensive line is nowhere near. Shaq Barrett is nowhere near ready for regular season start because I think our secondary, as good as they are playing, they still realize we're not going to get to the quarterback like we were in 2019, but that will come. And when it does, the NFL better watch out.
Yep, better watch out. Absolutely. So, Johnny Dean, anything else?
That's it, guys.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web, live from the Deck Bar and Grill. It is absolutely
beautiful.
Picturesque. Is that how you say it
Picturesque.
Here? Yes, absolutely. Exactly.
That was
beautiful.
A Leo word.
It was a Leo word if I would have said it right. Matt Colson, welcome to the Evolution, powered by 320solar.com. What's on your mind?
Atlanta is allowing us to be second in the division.
Sole position.
And I'm telling you right now, by the end of Monday night, the Bucs are going to be tied with the New Orleans Saints.
Place.
They're going to lose to the Raiders. They're without Michael Thomas. Saints fans should be worried about that offense. I told you Atlanta was bad, and I also told you that Carolina was bad, but they stayed in the game today. So what else, Matt?
We let them stay in the game.
I agree.
I think in the middle of the game, we went soft, got away from our hard blitz.
Hold on, Matt. Let me put you on hold really quick. I'm going to take this call and come back to you here. Stand by. All right. We'll put you on hold here. Let me go back to Matt. All right, we got 5 phone lines here, so just wait. We'll get you on. Matt, go for it.
I was saying that in the middle of the game, after we were at 21 points or something, we backed off, which is normal.
Sure.
To try to save the defense.
Sure.
And if we made Carolina look better than if it had been close all the way down the line. Because when we started out that first quarter, we were running over people. The defense was all putting on pressure, coming around edges, up the middle, all over the place.
Yeah.
And then towards the second, third, I think we just took the brakes off a little bit.
Yep.
And that padded Bridgewater's stats.
Well, I think there was some. Well, yeah, you had the fumble by Jones, which got them back in the game, and then you had the interception. So it was definitely the turnovers that kept him in the game. But also, he is somewhat right because you do start to play back when you get some type of lead there, and the Bucs have been guilty of it. And Matt, you were saying it looks a lot like the Giants game. I said, no way. This defense is going to shut it down, and they got the play that they needed to shut them down, hold them to a field goal, and then Fournette closes it out. So,
and that's when I was serious when I sent you that text. I was thinking, oh my God.
Yep.
But,
I know you were.
Matt, though, unlike the Giants game, and if we're referring to the same game, Ryan Suckup, 1 for 1 on field goals and 4 for 4 on extra points. Like I said last week, we got a kicker that can close the deal, and that makes a difference.
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, that's what you're looking at, and it's a gimme. You got to hit that field goal, but it hasn't been a gimme. But that's the difference.
It is.
And as Peter said the point about Jameis would have thrown it at Mike Evans all through the game, trying to force it in a keyhole.
Right.
And Brady just doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And that element of skill right there between those two quarterbacks is key. And that's what we needed. We never had that for the 5 years he was here.
Yeah. Well,
but
again,
anyway,
he's going to take what he –
go
ahead.
I just wanted to mention that Dallas shoved it down in Atlanta's face, and the guy in New Orleans that said we're playing for second, well, we've already made mission accomplished. So they need to watch out.
Boom.
That's it.
Come around them.
I'll tell you right now, it's looking real good. That prediction's looking real fine and real nice. We'll see what happens on Monday night, all right?
Okay, man. You guys have a good afternoon.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, let me go out to this other phone call here. Welcome to the Evolution, powered by 320solar.com. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Blake Anthony. Sports Talk 49, Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, couple of Ray. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who is this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Eric here. This is Fast Track Cannabis Clinic.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? MyCannabisCard.com. What did you think about that game today?
Let's go, man. Come on. This is amazing. This is an amazing, amazing game. We needed this game. Listen, I came here from Jacksonville, so I'm actually a Jag fan. So what I saw out of Fournette is something, needless to say, I followed the Jags. What I saw out of Fournette today was that second gear that he didn't have. He showed, he ran like it, it really looked like he really, what do you have to say? Look, we needed this game. I don't know if you saw it.
Sure.
But the Cowboys came back and won.
Yep.
I mean, onside kick? Come on. So, the sky was falling. We lost last week. The sky was falling. It was the end of the world. What we have now with this backfield, with the Thunder and the Lightning, that dynamic between Fournette and then McCoy, and then you have Rojo, who's able to do a little bit of both.
Yes, well, I like that. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's really complimentary, and I really thought that really one of the strategies that Arians and Light had. And by the way, you have to take your hat off to Jason Light. I mean, you have to think about this, man. Think about the balls it takes to be able to go after the GOAT, right? The year that the Super Bowl was here, there's never been a Super Bowl team. There's never been a home team to play, at home in the Super Bowl. For him to go after the GOAT, go get wrong, go make these moves, I really give him the credit. You think about this. Think about how he also the defensive line, okay, between Sue, JPP, and Golston. When he re-signed that defensive line, they all came up with massive plays to do, all of them, right? In clutch moments. That defensive line. So I'm on cloud nine, man.
Hey, absolutely, and rushing for over 100 yards when you haven't even been here for 2 weeks is impressive. It is very impressive, and of course the game capper, the 46-yard run to the end zone, and there was no doubt after that. That reminds me of old Bucs ball games where you have to get that big run to close it out, and you get the run by a big bruising back, not named Mike Allstott. It's Leonard Fournette today. So,
and also think about this. Also, think about how many you've seen games in the past, right, where we've had a lead and then we blew the lead.
Yep, I agree.
And then we knew, hey, we need a big defensive stop, and that's the difference between a good football team and a great one. And I truly, really believe that's what the leadership brings with Tom Brady being here. People have been elevated to the next level, and when we needed that defensive spark, we got it. We got it.
I agree.
Shaq Barrett. I mean, come on. And then we get the interception. Whitehead, all over the place. Let's talk about Whitehead.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
This guy here. This is a highlight of his career. I mean, you'd have to say. I mean, he's had what an amazing game. I'm just.
Well, both of those safeties played well. You have Whitehead, you have Winfield. Winfield calls the fumble early on in this game. You're encouraged to see that. Whitehead, when he had to make a stick, he made a stick. He was all over the field today. I was impressed by the safety core. And, once again, the whole story was, is that back end good enough? And I get it. They still gave up 352 passing yards. But once again, when they needed to make plays, they made plays, especially a Carlton Davis, a Whitehead, a Winfield. They made plays today. So
it was awesome to be able to see the synchrony. To see the leadership.
Absolutely.
Game, guys.
Absolutely.
You guys are all doing a great job, by the way. Look, man, it's an exciting year.
It is.
The Bolts, we got the Bucs, the Super Bowl's here.
Yes.
We're all on cloud nine, right? Like let's take this momentum and let's move in. Let's enjoy the hell out of this year, guys. Go
Absolutely.
Bucs.
There you go. Good stuff, Eric. Thank you very much for calling MyCannabisCard.com. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Live from the Deck Bar and Grill. It's the Sports Web, powered by 320solar.com. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49. You got little Alexander right there. He's in the shot. You got my nephew in the back running the camera, just like I taught you, boy. Good stuff there. So let's go out to the webheads here as we're getting a brisk win here, which is nice.
It's that cold drive from going through.
It's nice. I thought we were going to screw this up. Fournette should be starting next week. Johnny Dean, 31-17, great win, great showing by Fournette. Tony Edney, Leonard Fournette should be starting running back now. What a game from him now. Mike Evans, 7 catches for 104 yards and a touchdown. Much better performance in playing in the screens. I agree with that. We talked about with Godwin being out, Mike Evans had to step up today. He definitely stepped up today against a very young secondary. That's how premier players do it, right, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy?
Yeah, man. He came up lame after that. Not lame, but after that one play, he kind of came up a little slow, and the first thing we're all thinking is hamstring.
Yeah.
But it was okay. It may have just been, maybe a cramp, or not. I don't know if it was in his leg, but he came back strong, stayed in there. And, we're not trying to say Fournette had 46 yards on that last carry, that touchdown run. 46-yard touchdown run. Was it 54? But anyway,
I thought it was 46.
46.
46.
So half of his 103 yards was literally on one play. But that's beside the point. I think we were all pretty much on the page because of his receptions out of the backfield and the way he was playing north and south.
Right.
We pretty much were deciding by the end of that game that if he hasn't already gotten that starting role going into Denver this week, it's only because he hasn't got the playbook 100%, but he's definitely heading toward it. We think he got there.
Yeah, he definitely got there, and it seemed like in the third quarter, that's when the Bucs played their worst. That's when they let the Panthers get back in it. Not only that, but the Panthers caused some turnovers. But it seems like at some points in this offense, and I don't know why, maybe it's because the defense does a great job of bracketing coverage towards Evans, they kind of forget about him. How can you forget about a weapon like Evans?
I guess it just gets lost in translation. And Evans will say you this. I guarantee if you watch post game today with Evans, he'll say the same. You get a lot of bracketed coverage towards him, but it's Brady's job and the OC's court and the coordinator's job to call the plays at the right time against the fronts that you get. So when you get those one-on-one chances, that's when you go to him. That's when you throw those back shoulder throws. It's really opportunities on offense. You can't really just bracket him the whole game because a lot of the time that's what they're doing to Gronkowski. Like I predicted pregame, he's been eliminated from the game again 2 weeks in a row. This week, 0 catches, 1 target. Yeah, 1 target if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
if 2 maybe, but I'm pretty sure it's 1. It's going to change, but they got to. They got to get help from everywhere else. I had this up here. Let me pull this back up.
Sure, pull it back up there. We'll go back out to the web heads here. Read these comments. Johnny Dean says 39-30 right now in Dallas. Of course, we already updated that. Dallas won the game against the Atlanta Falcons. There you go. I'll take the ugly win. Let's go, Bucs. Falcons lose the challenge. Mike, defense gave me a scare today, but they showed a great resolve, and they made a crucial interception, which gave way for Fournette to break.
Yep.
The kitty cat's back. Absolutely. Baby says Butch. All right. We're looking good today. Go Bucs is sitting. There you go. In Wheezy World, Fournette has to be the starter next week. So everybody calling for the starter. We'll see how that works out, but definitely Fournette with the way he played today certainly would deserve some consideration of being the starter, don't you think?
Yeah, and I think everybody predicted Fournette had the ability to do that, and you're going to need Leonard Fournette with the lack of production from the wide receivers, what I was trying to go at earlier. Evans had 7 receptions. The only guy second to him was Shady LaShawn McCoy with 5 receptions for only 26 yards. Scotty Miller was unoperative, 2 catches for 11 yards with a drop touchdown catch. The key part of all that, the drop touchdown catch. And then you had Ronald Jones with 2 catches for 4 yards. O.J. Howard, 1 reception for 11. And Justin Watson, 2 for 48. Most of it coming on the flea flicker pass, which he couldn't score on. And then 4 from Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
So you're getting no production from your wide receivers other than mostly your backs.
Can we stop all that nonsense about, well, if you don't re-sign Chris Godwin, which I don't know if they're going to be able to do or not. But to me, after this game, I get it's just one game. You need Chris Godwin in this offense. Justin Watson looked like he was banged up. When he had the opportunity to catch passes, he wasn't able to do that. Nothing has changed with him. Scotty Miller with another drop here. I mean, I don't want this attitude to be, well, you can't win without Chris Godwin, but the whole thing of, well, if you lose Chris Godwin, you're okay. No, you're not, because these wide receivers did not catch the ball. In fact, there were a lot of drops today. Sorrell Grayson, we talked about it. Just catch the ball. Yeah. When it hits you in your helmet,
guys.
And then LaShawn McCoy, look, let's be fair here. McCoy, who was brought in here
for his reception,
drops the pass, and I get it. He's upset about it. That's one where you got to catch it. That's a touchdown right there.
Let me ask you guys, though. So we know that Coach Arians talks about his having come from the Bear Bryant tree, and Bear Bryant was famous for saying, coach him now and hug him later. He was a tough love coach, and that's Bruce Arians. At least he kind of molds himself in that nature. But we saw after Tom Brady ripped McCoy a new back end side to get rid of the excrement, and we saw Coach Arians with his arm around McCoy. I love the passion, but I mean, I'm wondering what's Arians saying to McCoy? I mean, has McCoy never had
get him next time? Good cop, bad cop. I don't know, but that's the kind of stuff where you go, okay, that's the reason why you have the missed reps, but still the ball is perfectly placed.
Dropped in there, Peter.
Dropped
in
You've got one job.
Catch will you shut up and be quiet?
And LaShawn McCoy is a 10-year veteran. Like, I get Johnny's point, but bro, it's dropped in there. You're a veteran. That's the catch. You don't need camp to make that catch. You do those in warm-ups.
Yeah.
That's Cyril Grayson. That's not Shady McCoy. That's the problem.
Right. It's just no.
You kind of expect it from Grayson, who's it from?
Practice
getting promoted from the practice squad, which he may be going back to the practice squad.
Oh, he's going back to the squad.
I get it, because that's a touchdown, guys. That's a wide open, perfect play. That's points off the board, and we've seen that come back to really, haunt the Bucs when you miss those opportunities. And you had 3 drop passes today that could have been touchdowns. But here's the thing: you still win the game. Still calls 4 turnovers. Bucs get their first victory over the Carolina Panthers, 31-17, live here on the Sports Web, the evolution of sports talk television from the deck in Isla Day. So I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. Hopefully he's best of the Bay this year.
Hopefully you are too.
Well, 7-time nominee. I feel like Susan Lucci here. Somebody get me a win. We got Blake Anthony there eating lots of wings. Talking football here of Sports Talk 49. And, of course, we can talk to you. We can talk to each other all day long. We're kind of crazy about football, but we like you to join in. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I feel like we're in a funnel right now. I love the sales. I love the win, but it's like the roof is coming down. I think there's a lot of Bucs fans that thought the roof or the sky was falling, if you will.
Once it became given that lead up,
right? When you gave that lead
Let me tell you, if they'd have given a lead, we'd have had calls lined up off the chain.
Ray would have hooked your phone up.
I would have had my phone up.
I noticed this, Bucs fans. Last week there's 100 people to 80 people watching. This week it's 49. I'm not complaining. Right? It's like, well, we got to bitch about something. What we can bitch? Okay, let's start bitching about stuff. Let's go ahead and go into the drop passes, the missed opportunities. What were some of the things you could see the Bucs need to improve on next week versus the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, let me go into that.
Sure.
I told you guys before the game, and you guys are seeing it now, what I'm talking about. Until these receivers can beat one-on-one coverage, every team they play against is going to play that same coverage. They're going to play press, double Gronk, and force you to go to somebody else. And like you said, Justin Watson can't come up with catches. Scotty Miller's not coming up with
catches. Scotty
didn't know. O.J. Howard is still a man on the milk carton. These guys.
Where's Cameron Brayton in this offense? How does he fit in?
He's playing fullback. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
He's playing fullback.
Okay.
He did make a sighting. He played fullback.
Okay.
Until these guys can prove that they can beat one-on-ones, you're going to see that next week in Denver too.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same.
And that's a tough defense. I believe they're 0-2 now because they lost to the Steelers, but that's still a tough defense. Even without a Von Miller, you still have Bradley Chubb. They lose A.J. Boye, so they still have some pieces. They're gone, but still pretty good defense. So, and Brady's hasn't played well in Denver.
No, but stick out, like they said, Leonard Fournette over 200 yards against the Broncos last time they faced them. So let's ride that hot hand and the horse right into Denver and take those Broncos down.
Ride that bell cow running back. I definitely think you got one. So Anoeasy World says B. 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries for the Bucs defense today led to big-time points. 28, our guy. Bucs fans, we don't need a Leonard Fournette. There's no way we have any need for Leonard Fournette. We've got Ronald Jones. And it's because of me, because of a victim of volume. But once again, as I told you, it's a good problem to have. Speaking of Leonard Fournette, let's go out to Mr. Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats, who will be on 9 o'clock tonight here on Bucs Report. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Bucs win 31-17 versus the Carolina Panthers. And the capper had to be Leonard Fournette, that 46-yard run. Over 100 yards rushing today. In your opinion now, do you feel like he's going to be the starting running back versus the Denver Broncos next week?
Well, I mean, you probably have to give it to him, I guess. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. I mean, I don't know that you mess with what happened today. You still may give Rojo one more game, but you're going to continually increase Fournette's plays. Hey, shout out to the offensive line. Thank you for showing up. I mean, that was awesome. I think Brady got hit once, barely had any pressures or anything. I mean, the offensive line showed up today, so that was nice. 5 dropped passes. That was brutal. That I can remember. I mean, that I just took note of. Yes. 5 dropped passes, 3 of which could have been touchdowns easily. I mean, this score, everybody, I've heard a lot of comments, read a lot of comments about, oh no, the defense almost gave it up. Oh no. Look, man, the Buccaneers dominated this game. You're not going to have 60 minutes where every play goes your way. And there's another team out there playing their best too. And they're that's a roster of professional football players. They beat them 31-17.
Yep, 31-17. And again, I felt like there was more pressure here, Rick. More pressure than you want for Tom Brady. Still, Donovan Smith
same guy.
Showing still he's not able to keep good technique. They've got to improve that. You don't want, again, Brady to take that big-time hit. What else did you see out of this game that you were encouraged by?
Well, I mean, obviously the running game. And you know what? Jamel Dean, the big pass play right before his interception, that was his mistake. I mean, they were looking for safety help. They got none. Jamel Dean we had 2 safeties over the middle, right, bunched up together. There was obviously a problem there. And Jamel Dean was the issue, but the next play he came back, and that was a beautiful interception. Yeah. So, I mean, am I encouraged? Look, here's the thing. The team did they play better this week? Did they show improvement?
Yes.
Yes. They pretty much showed improvement in every facet of the game. They really did. Yeah. So, I mean, is there anything to complain about? Sure. There's always something to complain about. I mean, the drop passes, obviously. Get Godwin back in there. They're facing a heck of a defense next week.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
It's definitely going to be interesting. Go ahead, Tampa Bay.
Isn't it weird, though? Not weird, but isn't it doesn't it seem as though even though we figured the team has all gotten wrapped around the fact that they have Tom Brady behind under center, it seems like the receivers and even Gronkowski to a certain degree, but he was out of football for an entire year. But doesn't it seem like these receivers have yet to remember, or they haven't yet, it hasn't gotten through all the way through their head that, hey, Tom Brady's at quarterback, and there's a chance he's going to get the ball to me on any given play. Let me be ready to catch the damn ball on any given play. And it seems as though a few of them are still kind of trying to wrap their head around the fact that it's not Jameis Winston who's going to try to sling it around the field, but somebody who's going to put it on the money, and you got to be ready.
And to a certain degree here, Rick, you would have to say that, Brady does manage the game very well. He takes what the defense gives him. And look, if you don't necessarily have that running game, which there were moments, guys, in this game where they didn't, how do you compensate for not having a running game? You throw the little 3 to 4 yard pass to your running back when they're catching it, which McCoy did early in the game, maybe not necessarily later when he had a chance to catch a touchdown. You compensate for that because you want to keep those situations where you have, wow, wind gust here is crazy.
It sounds like you guys are about to take off.
I really feel like we are. Right. You keep the situation where it's instead of 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 13, you keep it at a manageable 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 2.
And here's the thing. Can we answer this question once and for all now about, is this going to be an Arians offense or a Brady offense? It's a Brady offense.
Right. The
question is answered.
It's a mix.
Well, and the thing is, if it's a Brady offense, that means even if you're the 3rd, 4th, or 5th option, even if you're the practice squad receiver who just got called up this week because of an injury to Godwin, have your ass ready to catch the ball. You're the 5th option, and Brady may be coming to you.
Are you talking about Cyril Grayson again?
Just catch the ball.
Speaking of catching the ball, are we going to do something about that punt returner?
Well, I tell you right now, I mean, I don't know about you, Rick. This punt returner in Mickens, it's a good story that he earned it, but he just does not look very comfortable. And that's what you have to worry about. I get it, but it just does not. He does not look comfortable with receiving punts back there.
Look, the special teams was awful last year. They didn't look so good. They don't look so good this year. But also, How about that kicker?
Yeah. Well,
You
he makes a manageable kick. I mean, that's what you got to do.
And right down the middle, it wasn't scraping the goalpost. It wasn't anything. It was,
moving to the left or right side, nothing. Just right down the middle.
When he steps up to kick the ball, there's just a whole different vibe this year. So yeah, do I agree with you about the punt returns? Yes. Yes.
Well, we hold our breath. We hold our breath on the punt returns. Well, we hold our breath just like we used to hold it when Matt Gay would march out onto the field. We're holding our breath because on any given play.
Did you go, Matt Gay, on that? That was good.
I went Matt Gay.
No, I agree. I agree.
And the irony is, it's still special teams. So really, Chris Bonio doesn't do the entire special teams. He's a kicking specialist. But
wait, you know what? I hate you guys. My StreamYard right now.
Fire the cannons.
My stream deck is broke, or I would be playing that Price is Wrong sound here.
He broke his stream.
Will you shut up and be quiet? You broke it by looking at it. Rick, what do you
listen, man? Listen, Peter, the older you get, the stream doesn't work so good. I understand.
No, we're going to go there.
I didn't touch a stream deck.
You know what? You better stop. You shut up. And you're new. You be quiet.
I always like it when it says Pete's sharing the stream.
All right, let's go back.
You Elgato stream deck.
Oh, jeez. All right, guys, having a good time here after the Bucs pick up their first victory, 31-17 over the Carolina Panthers, live from the wind tunnel known as the Deck Bar and Grill out in Isla del Sol. As Blake is pointing to his watch right now, I think he's got a hot date or he's got to get out of here. So give me your final thoughts. Oh, it's work. Well, there you go. So work. Go ahead, give me your final thoughts, and then we'll get you out of here for the day, my friend.
They defense again, 2 weeks in a row. They showed out, started hot, finished hot, finished the game strong. Good to see the running game got going. Leonard Fournette became as advertised and everybody hoped. Just one thing to work at. They got to figure out something with the wide receivers and communication or just getting open in separation and making the catches. Otherwise than that, pretty decent victory.
All right. Good stuff, Blake Anthony. Thanks a lot for coming out. Go ahead and promote yourself, my friend. What do you got coming up this week on Sports Talk 49?
I will see you guys tomorrow for the post. Yep. For post game of the game, breaking down the goods and the bads. And my favorite part, the breaking point.
All right.
I got your face on there when you were yelling on the other night.
Oh, you did? You got my face on?
I've got a blood pressure cup in the bag, by the way.
I'm happy for the family go, Pete, you need to relax. You need to have a life. My life is football here on Bucs Report. I'm okay. My heart is ticking. No high blood pressure.
He's good.
Probably need to cut down on the wings. That may lead to some cholesterol.
It's only week
here.
2. Don't talk about cutting back on
right,
wings.
I can't cut back.
And the wings here, what did we say about the wings here today?
Best
around.
Unbelievable.
How was that Cuban sandwich?
Will you shut up and be quiet? All right, get out of here, man. I'll see you later. Good stuff here. If you want, go ahead and tighten up that shot there, Mr. Ray Kennedy, if you want to go real quick.
10-4.
Tighten it up. And,
bring it on in there for me, Gavin.
Yeah, bring it in there.
Gavin's our tech today.
There you go. Look at that. That kid is a professional. Let me get that lower third off of there.
And the best part is he's a Gator fan.
Oh, geez. You know what? I am done with you, my friend. I'm absolutely done with you after that.
But Rick, I want to say, Ryan Suckup, I said this, and it wasn't just a shot in the dark. And, I was saying Kai Forbath. We remember Kai from back in 2012 with the Bucs. Just got signed to the Panthers practice squad. I read a really nice article in SI this week about the fact that only like 4 teams in the entire 32-team NFL have actual kicking specialists. We have one in Chris Bonio, who was a great kicker from the Super Bowl and with Dallas Cowboys and such. But the fact that we've got Ryan Suckup here and he's just bringing it down solid is going to make a big difference, even if not so the first 2 weeks, the rest of the season, and I'm loving it.
All right, I'll tell you what, Rick, hold on. We'll get back to you in a moment. Let's go out to the 320 Solar Hotline. Johnny Dean, the professor, using that second call. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I forgot something earlier.
Sure, go for it.
The one thing that showed up glaring to me was the lack of anybody to take Godwin's place. They had Evans in the slot. You saw that a lot, right?
Right. Yes, I saw that. I did see that. Yes.
And I was impressed with Evans. He played the slot. He didn't cry. He actually got some yak today.
Yeah.
Big yak.
I was impressed with him.
Yeah.
Yak.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. That was encouraging today to see Evans get off and go for 100 receiving yards there, be the focal point, which I think a lot of people were concerned whether it was Lattimore or the injury. He looked 100% today, and when he got the opportunity very early, That catch for 50 yards kind of really
that
for me set the tone.
That backside hip catch.
All that yak. People are saying yak, like he was saying. Don't have the yak, boy. Evans had some yak on that.
Hey, I want to point out something. What is it? I want to ask a question, and this is not me trying to be too critical, but this is an honest question, I think. What are you doing going into prevent defense with 6 minutes left and you're up by 10?
I mean, Johnny Dean, go ahead and answer that, because to me, that's been the fallacy.
You're asking the wrong guy, because even when I played, I hated prevent defense. I did not like not being aggressive. I like it ruins the momentum. It lets the tire out of your cells.
No pressure at all. No pressure at all on Bridgewater starting with 6 minutes left because they just dropped everybody back. I mean, they completely changed the style of defense they were playing with 6 minutes left, and you're only up by 10.
Rick, I turned to Pete then.
To be honest, okay.
No, I turned to Peter. Honest, I said even Monty Kiffin played prevent defense, and we used to drive us crazy when the Bucs would do that.
Right.
And Tony Dungy would have them go into a prevent. We used to always say, "What? It prevents you from what?
Yeah, prevents you from winning."
I don't mind going into prevent, but not with that much time left when you're only up by 10.
Giving up garbage yards, and you actually almost gave them a good reason to get back into that game completely.
Right.
I agree, but at the end of the day, it's just yards. It doesn't, thank God, lead to touchdowns at the end. The Bucs defense is able, and I think Carlton Davis's interception, and it was a good interception, good play by him. That's what you want to see. You want to see Jordan Whitehead once again, make those plays. Winfield.
How about Winfield?
Yeah, look, Rick, I know you like Winfield, but Johnny Dean loves Winfield. He has talked at nauseam about. So, Johnny Dean, give me your thoughts about Winfield and how he played.
Brag away, Johnny Dean.
I'm not going to rave. I know I am going to rave. I'm sorry.
Not raving for it. Not yet. Okay.
Winfield, but let me answer one question. You asked me a question. I want to answer that question. The only thing I can see is Todd Bowles never usually goes to that prevent defense like that, especially that early in the game.
Right.
So to answer that, all I can say is the same thing I said at the first call. They're not up to game strength yet.
Yeah. I think it's fair. I think
the defensive line. I think the D line is not. I mean, JPP looks solid, and Vita Vea is all over the place, but we don't see them overtaking the game like they did last season. We don't see, and Shaq Barrett's still goose egg on the sacks, right?
Yeah,
and it's not like they're planning to beat him. It's
he had some pressures today that was encouraging.
Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say he was bad. I'm just saying they're not, like Johnny was saying, they're not where they were at the end of 2019.
He doesn't have a sack in 2 games. Are you concerned about that, Johnny Dean?
If you watch the game, they're playing the ends into pass coverage a lot.
They are doing that
differently. Yeah, the defense is different this year.
Well, and the safeties are coming up and covering press, right? That's why you got Winfield making 8 tackles in the game, and I'm loving it. But
Winfield forced that fumble early in the game.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they're dropping the ends into coverage, in the pass coverage, and they're rushing the cornerbacks and the safeties and stuff.
Well, they've played against
completely different game.
Well, and they played against Kamara and against McCaffrey, right? So if you're going to play that type of a defense, where you're dropping your DNs to cover the short passes in the flats and try to maybe mask and keep those running backs under coverage and bringing your safeties up to apply the pressure, it would be those 2 backs, right? So what are we going to do in Denver? But maybe Denver, we actually get right back to where we were playing last year with that solid 4-3, and Shaq Barrett's got the license to go.
Yeah,
I do have to do this because Johnny Dean's been kind of giving me some business lately. I have to point out something. About halftime, I got a text message from Johnny Dean saying, "Hey, I told y'all about the Falcons today."
Yes, and I told you guys about that Falcons defense was.
My first phone call, did I not?
Yes, you did. I mean, he put his.
I own that shit, dude.
I know you were giving me a hard time, so you've been messing with me lately. I had to return the favor.
All right, good stuff, Johnny Dean. Anything else?
That's except for watching this Texans-Ravens game, because Texans are going to get drafted.
Oh, yeah, they are. Definitely. That's a bad matchup. All right, Johnny Dean, thanks a lot for the call, calling the Sports Web, the evolution of sports talk television. All right?
Later, guys.
Later. There you go. All right, let's go back out to the webheads here, and I will send a link to somebody here, but hold on a second.
For someone to call in and request to fire the cannon.
We can't do that.
I've got the cannon.
Oh, you got the cannon? All right, there you go. Okay, so let's go back out. Let's read some of these comments here. Overall, RD did great. Yeah. Call in now, absolutely, 255-0391. Did he say 420? No. Poise, I think that's a good term for Tom Brady. Well, man, I think he did. Put Shady McCoy in the shade with his balls. I'm so over him.
Oh, come on. You know what? He dropped a pass, but the guy did not have a bad game. Come on. Were you not there in the first half also?
I mean, the first half, I thought he was catching the ball pretty well.
Yes.
Making impact.
Guys, here's the thing. Leonard Fournette had a great catch and turnaround. He snapped that head around real quick. And don't forget, Leonard Fournette's a solid catching. I think that when you had Rojo, then you brought in Shady. And things are like, okay, we got the runner, now we got the catcher. But then you get a Leonard Fournette, and the thing about it is, ironically enough, he covers both. Yeah, and I'm not saying we don't need a depth at running back, but I'm saying that Leonard Fournette, there's your guy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree with you on that. And Fournette can do multiple things here, Rick, as we talked about, and it's a good problem to have that the Bucs have. So we'll see. But he has a past. He has a history with the Broncos as he rushed for over 200 yards. So don't think in the back of his mind that he's not thinking about having another big game after this 100-yard effort. The momentum is there for Fournette to start next week.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. And you know what? What's funny is we said this going into the season. We said every week you're going to see different people stepping up. Every week is going to be a different running back. Every week's going to be, I mean, this is where if you're a fantasy player and you've had anything to do with New England for years, it's maddening because from week to week to week, it's somebody just completely different. Somebody, you know, it's what you're seeing here. It's the exact same thing.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
I mean, it might be Fournette. It may not be. I mean, that's the funniest part of all of it is you can't think in a league with every other team. You think linear. Okay, they're progressing. They're doing this. Any Brady team, it's just who knows? Who knows?
Well,
I mean, all of a sudden the tight ends next week are going to be the stars.
That's a good point, Rick, because my first reaction as the game was actually after Fournette has that 46-yard touchdown, my first reaction, I was turning to everyone here, I said, if you have Rojo in a fantasy league, you better drop him. You better get him on waivers now, especially if it's a production league. But your point, and I like your point, we still know the talent that Rojo is, and he could have a 125-yard game in Denver. Right. If for some reason Leonard steps off the plane and doesn't have the game he had today here in Tampa Bay.
He may not even get a shot because Rojo's for some reason running wild. I mean, it's so random. This is welcome to a Brady offense. You know, I mean, you look at it at the end and you go, yeah, he didn't really do anything spectacular, and you just won 31-17. So I don't know. I mean, if this is what they signed, right? You know, it's not as exciting. It's not as sexy. It's not as you're not clutching the chair.
I want them to win, whether it's
exactly.
Just win the damn game.
That's exactly right, and that's what you get.
Catch the damn ball, crazy. And I can't believe we have Leonard Fournette playing here in the Tampa Bay backfield for 2 packs of Camels and a McDonald's McDouble.
Oh,
so use him, use Rojo, spread it around. But they got the receivers and those running backs.
2 packs of Camels, Shady, really?
Well, 3 packs if on sale. But Shady's going to. Hey, Rick, who's the last Buccaneer quarterback? I'm talking DeBerg, Testaverde, Dilfer.
Oh, no. Here we go.
The last Buccaneer quarterback you ever saw tear a backside off of someone on the sidelines for dropping a pass.
No,
I'm not trying to throw Shady under the shade. I'm not trying to throw shade on Shady, but I just love that. I love that because we expected it. We love to see it. And ESPN can make a big deal about it. Brett Favre can come on his show tomorrow and say that's not the way to treat the running back. Bull. We wanted that from Tom Brady. We love that passion. The passion.
Well, that's why I think Brady was annoyed by the question about, was he upset with Arians? I mean, no, because this is the fire, this is the passion, this is what you're gonna get from these guys. You know what? You know what Brady does? You know what Brady brings? He brings the passion.
Yes,
he doesn't bring any nonsense.
That's right. That's right. He doesn't bring any nonsense.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I'm trying to say, bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats. Talk about that new show. Second week here live on Bucs Report at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tonight. We're going to be talking about the game, going over my thoughts and your thoughts. We're going to discuss it, and we're going to have a great night tonight. Come back here for the Cheap Seats, live from the Cheap Seats tonight, brought to you by 320 Solar, powered up by 320 Solar.
Yeah, that's right. 320solar.com, powered. So, Rick Hughes, anything else? Final thoughts, my friend?
Listen, there's not much to complain about. You saw improvement. We went from week 1 to week 2. Week 3, you better see more improvement. I'm guessing that's a trend. So let's look forward to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good stuff, Rick Hughes. Thanks a lot for joining us here on the Evolution
have a great one
of Sports Talk
Take
Television.
care. And Rick, thanks for the save today. Thanks for the relief today when I had the lawnmower and the weed whacker.
Oh, no, that was fun. That was a good time.
Father, Son, and a Holy Ghost over here trying to get Cup Red off. Rick
Weekend
stepped
for you
in
there, buddy.
That's
That
a
was
good
time. They're making it pretty for you. They're making the deck pretty for you.
That's what
All
she
right,
does.
Good. We do shut up. Good stuff, Rick Hughes. Appreciate you. All right.
Have a great night.
All right,
Take
there
care,
you go.
Rick. We'll
Good
talk to you
stuff.
later, brother.
All right, so open phone line. Get in on that phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web powered by 320solar.com. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. What are we, finishing our sentences now? I feel like we got that type of chemistry. Yeah,
we do have that type of chemistry.
We do, absolutely.
But no one's called NAS to fire the cannon yet. I'm
No,
waiting for that
well,
call. I've got one ready to go.
Okay.
Just saying.
Just go ahead and give me one. Yeah, that sounds like you're snoring.
That sounded more like
sounds
like gas.
I don't know what that sounded like. Sounded like Keith Larson with gas. That's what that sounded like. Winston is a gunslinger. Brady is a pocket quarterback. Huge difference. All right, well, man. Nick Smith, great, well-balanced game. Great to see the running attack working. Great blocking downfield. Great job by Brady. Taking what the defense gives him, not really forcing things like Winston would do. That's my point. Definitely need Godwin back. Agree on that. Grayson's ball was 50-50. McCoy should have been caught. I don't think it was a 50-50 ball. I think
bounced off his head, but I mean, like what did Blake say? If for a wide receiver, if his hands touch the ball, it should be caught.
To be in that vicinity, you have to catch the passes that are thrown to you. And once again, he has that opportunity coming off the practice squad. You have to take advantage of those opportunities. And when you miss them, that costs you points off the board. That's the difference.
10-4.
That's it. All right. Let's see. Mike Gronk looks washed up. Looks like he has a hard time running. I'm not ready to say he's washed up yet, but I know, Mike, you like to say those type of things, so we'll just leave it at that. Godwin is the guy. We missed him for sure. Christopher Cole, it looked like Gronk should have ran a deeper route. Patrick Day, going to be an interesting practice with Brady and his receivers. Kareem put Gronk in the slot even as a decoy. I was heard from the parking lot. Awesome. Definitely make some noise here. Blake, like, why you got to use my mic for? Cowboys are still alive. We already talked about that. The Cowboys won the game over the Atlanta Falcons. Once again, if you were betting on my picks, you did good today.
Nice.
If not, well, good luck to you.
31-17. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Not bad. There's a reason why I do this.
I said 30-17.
Pretty good at what I do.
Yeah,
you're pretty
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, best of the band.
I am nothing. You are great.
65,000 following here on Facebook. Just saying, yes, definitely join the 65,000 following on Facebook. Of course, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and of course, that Bucs Report Twitch channel, which makes me twitch sometimes.
Hi, Mom.
Convulse. Would you shut up? Yes.
Oh, Alex is tied off to your chair. I thought he was on his own chair because I'm thinking he's being so good over here.
He is. He is. Get him up here real quick. Alex, come on. What do you think of this game? What do you think? What does he think of this game? Is he good?
He's not going to come. He's good.
He's not going to. He had chicken wings today. He had fries. Yeah, we're going to have to take him for a run. Probably a walk. Because Daddy had a lot of chicken wings.
Like the Buccaneers wide receivers, you have to walk before you run.
There you go. And that's exactly about their offense, and what they have to work on is there are still some things you have to clean up on both sides of the ball, especially offensively. Still wondering about the Gronk pass. It looked like he wasn't expecting it. Bad interception there. Some people concerned, saying, well, that was a Winston type of throw. I think it's a throw where a quarterback doesn't necessarily have all the reps.
And the thing is, we always say this, and we've been saying this, Peter, since you and I have been doing this for years and years and years, finishing each other's sentences. Good teams win the games they're supposed to win. The Saints had 6 months to prepare for last week's game. We went into New Orleans. We still kept the stats down until the fourth quarter, really. I mean, we were beating. You look at, other than the 2 turnovers, which, again, that kind of burnt the Panthers today. Other than those 2 turnovers, we're dead in it last weekend against the Saints. Good teams win the games they're supposed to. We were supposed to win today's game. Next week's game in Denver is going to be our first real test.
I think it's going to – well, I think the Saints game was a test, but still going into Denver with that tough defense, they're 0-2 right now. They want to pick up their first win. They're desperate. They're desperate to pick up that first win, but they got a young quarterback. It's an opportunity for not only Leonard Fournette, but Shaq Barrett, who has no sacks.
Yeah.
You know how bad he wants to get sacks against his former team? Absolutely. I tell you what, let's go out to the dude here. Dude, what do you say? Welcome to the Evolution. What's on your mind today, buddy?
Well, well, well. I think we have a happy Tom Brady in the Bay Area. What do you think?
I absolutely think we have a happy Tom Brady. We have a lot of happy fans, and I tell you why we have a lot of happy fans, because there's fans on here that haven't got on and called and have been bitching about anything. So, and that's why there hasn't been a lot of people tuning in right now. I think there's people out there that will tune in to just watch a show to say, man, these Bucs stink. They look bad. But to me, look, it was an ugly victory, but it was a victory no less, and they have things to work on both sides of the ball. I do not think that this is a finished product on both ends of the spectrum. I think the defense is going to get better, and I definitely think the offense will get better.
Oh, absolutely. I will say this. A couple things I want to make, I should say point out. First of all, hey, Cyril Grayson or Brayson or whatever your name is, come on, man. Really? You're going to try to catch the ball at the top of your helmet?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mike Evans, though. Doing a little dirty work today, getting dirty, diving for balls and putting in that extra effort. That's something new. Hey, remember all the prognosticators leading up to this game once Godwin's status was in question? It's going to be Scotty Miller time. It's Miller time. It's Miller time. It's Miller time. Well, Peter, you don't have your soundboard, so we'll go with womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, and all the people saying out there, dude, that the Bucs would be okay without signing a Chris Godwin, because I know, well, you have Tyler Johnson and Scotty Miller and Justin Watson. To me, Tyler Johnson wasn't even active in this game, hasn't been healthy. He's still young. You have Scotty Miller, who had a big drop today. You have big drops like Justin Watson and Cyril Grayson. So Chris Godwin means as much as this to this offense as Mike Evans, you would have to say, right?
I agree. I agree to that. I think Godwin benefits from Evans, and Evans benefits from Godwin. To pick your poison. Bad game for Shady McCoy. Started out pretty solid, actually.
Right.
Picked up a couple key first downs, but then just kind of went a little, shady. Justin Watson, I think he got hurt. We don't have any update on that I know of, but I'll say this. Was that Jordan Whitehead that was just crushing people all beginning of the game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was definitely doing that. He was coming up, and then, of course, Winfield was playing well in this game with some of the plays he makes. And look, dude, that was encouraging, because that was one of the things that we kind of talked about. What would be the impact of both of these safeties with Whitehead when he played last year? Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, he made some plays before he got hurt. And then Winfield's second-round pick, what would be his immediate impact, even with those missed reps? The answer to the question remains the same. I think they're pretty solid, and this back end has definitely been improved by inserting a Winfield.
This defense is multifaceted now. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying we've done nothing. We're just showing up. We're leaning in. We're showing out. But the fact of the matter is, we have a secondary that can come up and push and pinch down and cover down, and allows the defensive line some things. And we've only shown really 2 games now. We've seen this defense play pretty much in one dimension, being that the secondary coming down and then the defensive lineman dropping back in short coverage. That's going to go so far this entire season to give us different looks against the different offenses. The Rams, the Chiefs, the teams we're going to see.
The Rams are surprising early. I think they're a big-time surprise, being 2-0, beating Dallas and beating Philadelphia. Who would have thought that? But look, it's early in the league. We'll see how they finish up, but you're exactly right. I think the big thing is that even though you allow 352 yards for the majority of the game, the secondary plays well. I get it. Robbie Anderson had a big game. He went for over 100 receiving yards, just like he did last week. But making plays on that secondary, causing turnovers was really important, because they didn't get it done last week. They did it this week, and that was the difference between the games.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to jump in on that. I want to point out to everybody that Bridgewater did put up some pretty decent passing numbers as far as yardage.
Sure.
But remember, to all the people in the comment section, the dude is slow like an elephant, but smart like one too. And he remembers that you just missed the majority of Jameis Winston's passing yards in his career as garbage time or playing from behind, which I believe the Panthers did all day. So that said, the Buccaneers defense is now gaining a reputation of shutting down elite running backs, Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey. Yep. And I think they actually knocked both of them out of the game at one point. That said, the rookie showed up today, Winfield Jr., made some boneheaded plays, but nothing too crucial. The kid's going to be a star. Devin White, is there anybody on that defense literally that's faster in the short yard burst than Devin White? Maybe Shaq Barrett. Maybe.
Right. And I think there's some plays he made today. There was also some plays that Blake Anthony will point out that he kind of overran, but overall,
a little too fast.
It's what you expect out of Devin White when he needs to make a big stop. He's able to be there for a big stop. This defense overall on fourth downs, besides maybe the touchdown, I thought they did a good job with stopping fourth down conversions, which Matt Rule, you'll give him credit. He's coming into the league and basically treating it as he's in college going for fourth downs, but I don't really understand the whole punt thing. I guess you're trying to give your team momentum. Bucs were not fooled on it. That was a big play in the game. So those are the type of plays that change momentum, give your offense the short field so where you're able to basically operate.
Yes.
Well, and that's the thing. And didn't Matt Rule also take the ball out of Christian McCaffrey's hands last week in a crucial fourth down play and give it to some fullback? So I think when the college coaches do stuff like that, that's still them learning the transformation from a college game and that level to the pros, where a fake punt might work in college because the linemen don't run 4.5s. But in the NFL, Shaq Barrett is as fast as your wide receiver was at Baylor. Well, maybe not Baylor, but we'll go with the other one. But you get the point. Great overall performance by the defense. Again, Christian McCaffrey is a stud. He is a fantasy freak. Now he got in the end zone, granted, but they kept him under wraps, just like Kamara, who they got next week as far as a running back to face, because this is becoming a pattern.
Well, you got Melvin Gordon. I mean, another tough challenge there. Phillip Lindsay maybe a little bit banged up, so you're seeing Melvin Gordon. That's a challenge, and I look to Shaq Barrett here, dude, because, look, Shaq doesn't have any sacks in 2 games. It's his former team, and then also with Fournette possibly being the starter, could he revert and think about that day he had against that Bronco defense last year with the Jacksonville Jaguars, over 200 yards. I'll tell you another player you didn't hear from, which was a good thing, Tristan Wirfs. I think he's doing a good job. We still don't know about Donovan Smith because he's also having, some problems. But overall, a better effort, better game by Donovan Smith. Still needs to be just a little bit better.
Well, yeah. Donovan Smith is taking this whole opt-out thing. It appears to be on a play-by-play basis. But I'll say that was a zinger. Bazinga. I'll say this. Next week, bold prediction. I know we're still relishing in the victory from this week, but next week, Shaq Barrett homecoming, Denver, Colorado, against. Isn't it in Denver or is it in Raymond James? It's in Denver.
It's in Denver.
Maybe it'll be cold. Maybe it'll be snowing up in the mountains. I don't know, but we know the majority of the crowd outside or inside the stadium will be inebriated because it's Colorado. That said, Shaq Barrett, 3 sacks next week, 2 tackles for loss, 1 forced turnover. Book that. Great job today, guys. Hey, all you callers who aren't calling in, why?
I have no idea.
Because they're satisfied. I mean, seriously. I mean, we've been there. The Bucs got done playing. They're still tuning in, listening to your prognostication because it's fantastic. But they're sitting back. They're probably having a cold one. They might be here at the deck eating some delicious burgers or wings.
Yeah.
I mean, so I give them a pass. Call in when it's bad. We're here to talk you off the ledge.
And they're moving karaoke inside, so we have a little bit of time here. But if we,
I'm doing karaoke.
Decides the right, please don't.
Okay.
What are you gonna say?
Hey, if Ray does karaoke, you have to film it.
You know what? I'll do karaoke with you. I'll go to the Looney Farm with you, buddy.
Okay. We got it.
If we can get video of that and post it on Bucs Report and play it on the shows next week, I will eat Peter's vegetable omelet.
Oh, wow.
That sounded kinky.
You know what? I'm done with you. Yeah, exactly. A bomb that you just dropped. Dude, anything else?
That's going to be it. And, hey, Ray, you got me on that one, brother.
He got you, bud. He got you bad. That was good. All right, let's go out to the web heads here. Actually, let's go out to Johnny Dean. Johnny Dean's been holding on the line. Johnny Dean, welcome back to the Evolution, powered by 320solar.com with yours truly, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy.
Not only do I want to see you and Ray doing karaoke, I want to see Keith eat that veggie omelet.
I may have to eat this veggie omelet because I'm tired of hearing about it.
It was good. I'm sorry I ate it.
I'll tell you what. I'll make a compromise, guys. You get a veggie omelet next week. With bacon, cheese, and spinach, and I will eat it on air during the pregame. And we'll try to get on a little bit earlier
Can we
today.
put some onions in there too?
No onions.
Awesome.
I'm not doing any onions.
No gas.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I got to sit next to you all day.
You know what?
Okay, on to the Denver. Oh, first off, to the people who aren't calling in.
Yes.
Shame on you, Ben Cornett, Matt Colson.
Yeah.
At least you.
Well, Matt called. Matt called in.
Twice.
Ben has not called. I'm looking to hear from Curtis, but I think Curtis, happy wife, happy life. I get that. So yeah.
I wouldn't know what that means.
And I did write
You better.
into the comments, fire the cannons about an hour ago.
I know, but here's the thing: my Stream Deck broke today. It was not working, so I have to invest in something like that. Yes, exactly. There you go.
That was good.
You should have did the dun dun dun.
That was pretty good, Ray.
The
Dun 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 dun.
no, you're supposed to do the death thing.
Yeah. Dun dun. It's got to be. I've got to do it.
R.I.P. to the Stream Deck today. So we'll try to work on getting that worked out, but it was not working today. I was ready to throw it into the ocean.
You
honestly.
almost did. I had to stop you.
Yeah, I almost threw it into the lake. It's
like
not an ocean. It's a
that
lake.
scene from the Titanic when
Yes.
she throws the jewel of the whatever off the side of the ship.
Exactly.
It's beautiful out here. We got
It is. I hate you.
And Bill Belichick's favorite words, on to Denver. Let's see.
All right,
So
yes.
That team has lost two very close games to two very good teams. I'm not looking forward to that game next week.
It's going to be a defensive game, Johnny. I see a low-scoring game in that game.
Well, it looks like Cortland Sutton may be also banged up, so the Bucs get a break once again. They're without Von Miller. They still have a talented defense. So it's going to be a challenge. Brady's always had his difficulty, but what do you lean on? You lean on your running game, Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. I'm not giving up on Jones, but I feel like Fournette has definitely earned that situation where he should be in that starting conversation. Johnny Dean, I tell you what, we're getting some weird numbers. I'm going to let you go. Let's go out to this person. I don't know who this is, but thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you, all right?
Later, guys.
All right,
Johnny.
let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome, Webhead, to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, powered by 320solar.com. You're on with yours truly, along with Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jim from Dayton.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jim? How you doing? What do you think about that Bucs victory, 31-17 over the Carolina Panthers?
Hey, win.
Yes, win, as we're getting lots of win right now. That's totally different. Not a win, it's win.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was the onions.
Will you shut up?
Saw when they lose and they messed up.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Yeah.
Hey, man, y'all doing a good job. I was just watching y'all earlier.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm ready to get a great job for me today. I was bragging on them last time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have 23 for 35, 217, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So, I mean, hold on a sec. Let me put you on hold here. Stand by. Let me put you on hold here, Jim. We'll go back to Jim here. Hold the line there. We got somebody on the line. Hold on. Let's go back out to hold on. Jim, is that you? You still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Other caller, wait on hold here. We got 5 lines. So if you want to start calling in, we'll put you on hold. Go ahead. What else?
Yeah, I think I read from last week. He had 1 interception today, but I mean, it is what it is. Great job, though. I like how he works today. If he would have done that for week 1, I would have complained.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that. No pick sixes today. A little bit concerning with another interception. It didn't look like Gronk knew where he was, if he was getting the ball or not. Looked like an overthrow to me, too. So maybe it was an overthrow. But, that kind of thing has to be worked out, and that can be worked out in training camp. But once again, it's not an excuse. They have not had the opportunity to work together. It's a big – even Gronk, not being in the league for a year, he still has to get accustomed to playing the tight end position for the Bucs. So we'll see how it works out.
These tight ends need to get make sure they catch the ball.
I agree.
Doing all right.
I agree. O.J. Howard had a couple opportunities where he dropped today. Blake talked about it. He's got to get more open. This offense, I believe, is going to get better with more time and more repetition. As we've talked about, if they can do that, then I think they're definitely going to be dangerous. The defense looks really, really good.
Everybody who's eligible to catch a football, be ready because he might be coming to you. And you're going to drop passes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect. I mean, if it was perfect, we wouldn't even watch this sport because both teams would show up, score 100 points each, and it'd be a basketball game. And I'm truly not much into basketball these days, especially now that you can do a 5-step carry for a slam dunk or a three-pointer.
James Harden.
I'm tired. I saw a guy last night take 5 steps and then shoot a 3, and they're like, I'm like, give me the old school days where 2 steps is a walk.
I agree.
Travel.
I agree.
But anyway, I'm sorry to take you off your point there.
That's all right. That's what you do. That's why we love you, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Jim, what else?
Hey, man, I love the defense, man. I'm a defensive-minded person. I played defense in high school.
Okay.
They did their thing today.
Yeah, they did. What did you like and what did you not like from that game? You know, still Bridgewater threw for 352, but, you know, a lot of that was down in the game. They still gave up a fair amount of big plays, especially to a Robbie Anderson who had over 100 yards receiving once again. So,
yeah, we don't need to be doing that. Also,
no
jumping offside with the ball.
Agree.
And besides that, man, we look pretty good today. They did their thing to me.
They did their thing. They definitely did. Good stuff, Jim. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you. All right.
Take it easy.
All right. So good stuff,
Jim made a good point there because we won the penalties, and it's very rare that the Bucs do that. They seem to shoot themselves in the foot, but we won the penalties.
They won the penalty battle today, which was different from last week. Let's go out to the 320 Solar Hotline. Welcome to the Evolution, y'all, with yours truly, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Hold on a sec. Let me put you on hold really quick, and then we'll go back out to you here. All right, go ahead. You're on the Sports Web. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Are you talking?
I'm talking to you, buddy.
Talking to me?
Robert from Pensacola.
Robert.
I can't hear you, buddy. You got to get to a better cell or something here. Go for it.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
I can hear you now. Go for it.
Robert Lynn calling from Pensacola, Florida, just after Hurricane Sally.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Well, hopefully, it sounds like you're safe. Good stuff, man. What did you think of that big Bucs victory today?
I thought it was huge, man. We definitely won on some big penalties. Here's my question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the kicker game went today? All of us can be ecstatic about that, right? It's
Sure.
been years since we've had a consistent kicking game.
Sure.
Well, let's actually talk about that backfield running back core we have. I
Well-
understand everyone wants to instantly go to Fournette.
Sure.
And I think Fournette is going to be a huge back for us. But Ronald Jones today was also great. Made some big blocks for Brady on that outside coming in.
Yeah, he did some blocking.
He did some blocking, did some good blocking, but the thing that I look at that Bruce Arians and this offensive coaching staff is not going to put up with is the turnover situation. If he turns over the ball, puts the ball on the ground, he won't be seeing many carries. He will be a
Which
victim.
is huge.
Right.
Now, second thing I have for you guys, a lot of people right now on Buckaholics and a lot of other pages are still getting onto this drop passing thing.
Sure.
We had some very key drop passes. Obviously, we could have won this game by 30.
Agree.
If these plays are made.
Agree.
What do you think about Grayson's drop?
Catch the ball. I mean, just catch the ball. That's it. Just catch the ball. If you want to be in the league, it's just that simple. And Scotty Miller, that's a perfectly placed pass in the end zone. You got to catch it. It's a perfectly placed pass to LaShawn McCoy. You got to catch it. It was almost like shades of DeAndre Swift last week with Matt Stafford putting it right in the breadbasket, and he drops it, and you lose the game. And those are the type of opportunities that separate the bad, the good, and the great teams. My dog agrees in the background, obviously, because he wants his own show. So you gotta cash in on those opportunities.
And Robert, to go to your point, and I agree with you, but I think that again, remember Grayson just 4 days ago he was on the practice squad, 5 days ago, and it seemed like the way he was out of position, everybody's going to drop a ball, but it seemed like he did not expect, and that was my point I was making is if you're an eligible receiver on this Buccaneer offense and TBT 12 is under center,
sure,
just imagine on any given play that ball is going to come to you, and then when it doesn't,
turn 2 steps earlier, a step and a half earlier, and look for it.
Right, because if he expects it, it's right there. But that's why he's on the practice squad. And I've seen this kid; he's got talent. I'm not saying he doesn't make his way back up there, but obviously he was a fill-in for Godwin this week and for the depth thing. And this won't be the last we see of Grayson. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I mean, look, you are promoted from the practice squad. You have to make plays if you have the opportunity. And with everybody saying, this is a great thing for these young wide receivers to make plays, and you don't make plays. That's how important Chris Godwin is to this offense. So hopefully you can get him back next week. So
Robert, you're in Pensacola, right?
Yes, sir.
So you got your first taste of fall today, didn't you? I know someone up there.
It's cool over here. Got to fix half my fence, and we stopped a 45-foot tree from falling on.
Oh,
Yikes.
Sorry, brother.
Yikes, man.
I hope everyone's okay.
We're safe. So.
Good. I'm glad you're safe, man. And thanks a lot for calling the Sports Web. Use that second and third call if you want to. This is the evolution of Sports Talk Television.
Thank you, boys.
Absolutely.
Take
Powered
care,
by 320solar.com. Let's go back out to the web heads here. Let's get this guy on. Welcome to the Sports Web. Yours truly, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Mark Goodman, ATL Bucks Mark from Atlanta, Georgia.
Good stuff. You were on.
Mark was on Couple Ray this morning.
So what
Mark.
do you think of the big win, the first win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-17 over the Panthers?
Oh, my goodness, fantastic. But I wouldn't talk as much about the fans off the field as what happened on the field.
Go for it.
Cool.
And that's what he's known for. This guy, Mark will tell you, he cares as much about what happens off the field as he does on. But, Mark, go ahead and elaborate for me.
Yeah, elaborate a little bit.
I tell you what, what happened on the field was absolutely spectacular. But as a fan who has dealt with mediocrity for year after year after year after year, this is so exciting as a fan.
Sure.
Right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
No,
absolutely. It's an exciting time to be a Bucs fan.
And they're just scratching the surface.
Yes.
And I mean that truly.
They're going to get better.
Yes.
I believe that. I truly believe that.
Oh, absolutely. And look, I love Ray's show this morning with Couple Ray, and then like a Rick Hughes show in the evening where he does from the cheap seats.
Yes.
Right? It gets it. That understands from a fan's point of view that we just love getting together and rooting for our team, and to see them doing this well and the excitement about it. Oh my God, this is friggin' awesome.
And you know what? I'm going to take Peter's line here, and that's what this right here is. It's the evolution, and that's why you can go and listen to a static television station or try to get reports, and good God bless those guys. They're so talented. We stand on the shoulders of giants here in Tampa Bay. We got some pretty gifted sports coverers.
Sure.
But here at the Bucs Report and the Sports Web and the evolution we have here, we want to hear what you have to say. We just want to hear what we have to say, and that's why we're pandering for calls, is because we want the calls to come in because we all want to celebrate. Today we celebrate a victory. Last week we didn't celebrate.
And we want to
victory.
read your comments here, so if you have an opportunity to write in, webheads, definitely. So we appreciate the call. Anything else, bud?
Absolutely. Just keep up the great work. Gather fans together. Now's a great time to gather new fans. If you've never been a fan of the Bucs, or if you're a bandwagon, come aboard, join us, enjoy the fun. And, regardless if you're a diehard or if you're a bandwagon, come on. This is a lot of fun.
And get down here at the Deck Bar and Grill in Isla del Sol. Like I said, a great way to have, a watch party, be a part of the evolution. There's no other Bucs platform. And listen to me, other Bucs platforms, when I say this. Listen very clearly. Let me bring some clarity to this. There is not another Bucs platform that has a TV-style presentation with kind of a radio vibe to it, where you get your fans to come out here and be a part of it. They're not doing it. They're doing watch parties with their cell phones. We're doing it professionally. We have a double camera shot coming. We are the evolution of Sports Talk Television on Bucs Report. Thank you. All right. I got it.
Hey, Mark, we'll talk to you soon, brother. Thank you for calling. Thank you for being on the show today.
And I love that. I love the fact of, and I get it, there's other Bucs, well, you're not doing what we're doing. I don't care. I don't want to be like you. I want to be different. This is what it is. This is what Bucs Report gives us the opportunity on the Sports Web. We read your text messages. We take your calls. And we give you what you want. We give you Bucs coverage.
Here's the beautiful thing about it, guys.
And maybe some karaoke singing, but we're not going to do that for you. I'm sorry. Maybe one night, but not tonight. Because I feel like I'm going to get blown away.
It's going to be a long season, and it's going to end at 55 over at Raymond James. There'll be some singing. We'll get to that. But I go back to that first night, that Thursday night, when I'm going to go ahead and say it. COVID-19 came down the pipe, and we all got together and had a big Bucs Report meeting, and we're like, okay, full halt, just halt and catch fire. We got to take this thing very seriously. How are we going to cover it? And we took it. Yep. And then all this offseason, especially as we sign Tom Brady and Gronkowski, and we draft and we bring in these players, Shady McCoy, and we talked, how are we going to cover it? And we went searching for a place to have it so we can have social distance, but yet still bring the party. Fans can come out here on the deck at the Deck Bar and Grill. And we just happen to get lucky that they got some really great food.
They have great food. We had
food.
Fans in there. They went back in there for karaoke. It's kind of getting windy. Pandemic doesn't matter. COVID-19 doesn't matter. Tropical storm Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Windstorm, tornadoes. Look, if there's a tornado coming, Tampa Bay Ray is going to be right here with me. We are the tornado
I'm going to be
chasers.
Weather Channel. I'm going to be right here in my
You're going to be
slickers.
Jim Cantor?
Jim Cantor.
All right, show those guns out. You got work to do, my friend. Get on the phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web. I hate you too. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Let's go out to the web heads. Again, open phone line, powered by 320solar.com. Great sponsorship. Frank Amon's doing a great job today. Also, mycannabiscard.com for all your medical marijuana needs. It's mycannabiscard.com. Tell them Bucs Report Peter Blake sent you. And then, of course, you got Sam Ash, who did a phenomenal job of getting you
set up
ready.
with the second. Get the drivers downloaded so we can have that 2-camera shot. Wait till you see what we got in store, because we gave you the 2-camera shot last week.
4K camera that is the exact replica, except it's 4K. It's improved. And thanks to Julio out there of LTX Imaging for getting an update, doing the firmware update. I feel like this has been more of a crisp picture today. So great job to him. And with all the graphics, that's the guy you definitely need to go see. It's LTX Imaging. Let's go out to Todd. Todd, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Best of the Bay. Bucs win 31-17. Let's hear it.
Hey, Peter and Ray, how y'all doing?
We're doing great. How are you? It's a beautiful day here in Florida. Even though I feel like we're going to get blown away, we're going to be able to handle this show and handle what's going on because the Bucs won today, get their first win.
Yes, sir. Well, it's cloudy in Winter Park here too, but it's sunshine. To me, it's sunshining over there in Tampa. So,
sure.
A great win. I saw Brady's press conference, and you know, I agree with what he's saying. That there's still a lot to work on.
Sure.
A good win today, but you know, and I told y'all the other night when I talked to y'all, Leonard Fournette is going to be the guy before the year's over.
It certainly seems like it. Right. He may be the guy already. He may be the guy already here, Todd, because of that. Capper, 12 carries for 103 yards. 2 touchdowns, and boy, I tell you right now, he is a bull. When he gets into that north-south territory, look out.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a beast. I'm not taking anything away from Ronald Jones. He had a good day, except for the handoff.
Right. Yeah, that was.
But you know, I love all three of our backs.
Sure.
LaShawn missed a pass right there in the end zone.
Yep.
But he had a decent day today as well. So the offensive line, I thought, protected Brady great today. I think he got hit maybe once or twice the whole day. So that's a plus. Sue and Pierre-Paul were outstanding today, getting back there to frustrate Bridgewater.
I agree. You saw Shaq also get some pressure later on in the game, sackless. So I feel like, look, he's due, against his former team. So we'll see how this transpires. But what I would say, and I would just echo the thoughts of Mr. Brady, that this team is going to get better. They still have things to work on. It's not a perfect game. It may not be a perfect game here. It may never be a perfect game, but at the end of the day, it's a win. It may be ugly, but that reminded me, Todd, you've been a Bucs fan for a long time. That kind of reminded me of an old Bucs ball game. That's what it reminded me of, playing old Bucs ball.
I've been a Bucs fan since they came into the league, 1976. And you know, some of those years were really, really hard years, but you can't get more excited about a team that we have. There's talent on both sides of the ball.
Sure.
And we just got to keep supporting them. They are going to get better. And I noticed today that Drew Lock got hurt for Denver. I don't know how serious it is.
I hadn't heard that.
Jeff Driscoll took over for them today.
Who got hurt today?
Lock.
Oh, Drew Lock got hurt today. Well, that's another break for the Bucs. I mean, look, I thought he was going to be somewhat of a matchup, but he's still a young quarterback. But Jeff Driscoll, in the time that he played last year, I think it was with Detroit, I still feel good about the situation there with the Bucs facing a Jeff Driscoll or Drew Lock. I feel good about it. So
yes, sir. And again, I don't know how serious the injury is with Drew Lock, but I did see that Jeff Driscoll took over for him.
Okay, well, there you go.
You heard it here.
We'll see what happens, how this transpires during the week. And, if the Bucs can take advantage of that, usually backup quarterbacks, it doesn't matter. with this team, you've got to get pressure, and they did that today a little bit, definitely a lot better than they did against the Saints. So it was a good win. What else? Anything else?
No, sir. You guys are great. You're awesome. Keep doing a great job, both of you, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Absolutely, buddy. We'll be back tomorrow night with the great Al Keck, who debuted his show, The Al Keck Show, on 102.5 The Bone. So a little birdie.
All right, brother.
All right.
Take care, brother. Thank you.
I'll be watching.
All right. Sounds good, Todd. Appreciate it. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Open phone line here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web powered by 320solar.com. Yeah, 102.5 The Bone, the Al Keck Show.
Yeah.
Little birdie tells me I may be on there next week. Just saying.
Way.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that?
Can't hook a brother up, but that's all right.
Well, we'll try to get on there. We'll try to get on there.
We're also going to get cannons like that.
We'll try to get both of us on there as we try not to blow away.
Nobody ever asks you, what did you like and dislike about today's game?
What I disliked, of course, is, once again, I saw Donovan Smith get beat in some situations, which is a little bit scary. I saw Brady take a couple hits, unnecessary hits. I'm kind of worried about that going overall. And, wow,
it is starting to get windy out here.
It is getting very windy out here. I'm worried about that camera.
We might want to start wrapping this thing up. Not that we could stay here all night, guys, but we'll save a little bit for...
Well, let the wind gust go, but that was, and then the turnover situation, the unnecessary turnover by Ronald Jones. It looks like he's not... if it's on Brady or him, you have that fumble, not good. And
it was on him,
and then the interception. So, overall, though, once again, you let the Panthers get back in it. I get it. It's the second half thing where they make adjustments, but then when you have the opportunity to make plays, you do that. And then when you have an opportunity to close down the game, you do that with Leonard Fournette. I was encouraged.
That was a nice inning, because as much as we hated to see the prevent defense and the garbage yards to Bridgewater, which about literally almost half of
352. I give him credit. 32 for 40, 352.
150 of those came on in that last quarter, and they were pretty much from behind garbage.
Still yards, still things to work on.
No,
and the team has to work on it, and I know that Todd Bowles will want them to do that. I live in Duval. I fired fireworks for every touchdown. That Fournette touchdown pissed a lot of people off. Nice. Let's see here in Wheezy's world. Falcons about to let the Cowboys come back. We already talked about that. Dallas recovered the onside kick. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, powered by 320solar.com. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Robert Lynn, Pensacola.
What's going on, Robert? How you doing? Welcome back, buddy. What's on your mind?
Hey, so what do you think here happens to Rojo?
I think it's a good problem to have. I don't think they're going to cut him. I don't think they're going to bench him. I think they're going to, again, run with the hot hand. If Ronald Jones is running strong, you run with him. If Fournette is running strong, you go with him. But I think there's definitely an opportunity here where if Jones doesn't necessarily get his act together and is turning over the ball, you could definitely see Fournette take over full-time duties.
But the Buccaneers will not. I'm sorry, Robert.
I mean, he had his arm low.
Right.
Wrong up.
Rojo, in my opinion.
Right.
They put it on Brady in fantasy, which shot me in the foot today.
We love it. We love that fantasy football.
Blake said that too. He said Brady will eat it, but that arm, he had the right arm down. The right arm's supposed to be up. The quarterback's on this side. You make that bread basket, and I don't know what Leonard Fournette or what Rojo was thinking on that play. But Robert, to answer your question, you ride Leonard Fournette this year because you do got him, and he's in the stable. But let's remember, he's only here for 1 year, and next year you got Chris Godwin. You're going to have a Shaq Barrett to contend with. You're going to have other decisions that have to be made. So I don't see the Buccaneers becoming a team that's going to pay a running back between $6 and $10 million a year.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and I want Rojo to still become that premier running back. So I think that we still ride the hot hand. Rojo hasn't worked himself out of a job. He just may have worked himself out of a starting job.
Yeah, starting job. I think
he works behind these top end backs coming from Jacksonville and everywhere else.
Right.
Him and Shady McCoy, do you think that he learns from them and then becomes our top end back if he can be?
I think they have a good problem. I think they're going to definitely go with a rotation, Robert, and whoever's the hot hand, that's who they're going to run with.
If you're the coach and you're talking to Rojo, you say, "Hey, Rojo, running backs on average, their careers are between 2 and 3.5 years. For I'm just averaging here, but we're going to let you work behind Leonard Fournette. We're going to let you learn how to catch from Shady. We're going to have Tom Brady at quarterback, and then when you get to your 4th year of your contract, I think this is a 3rd year, right? I think it's his 3rd. We get next year's his 4th year. They don't carry the option, but they get to the next contract. Maybe he shows enough improvement behind these running backs that he does still become the buck because he's got all the talent in the world. This kid could take it to the house on any play.
Sure, he can.
The have as someone on your year before your option comes.
Right. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
He's in a great position right now.
And look, Fournette's got everything to gain here, right? I mean, he's coming in on a 1-year contract. He wants to prove himself. He's a former 4th overall selection in 2017. We know that he can be productive. Jacksonville thought they could win without him. Maybe not so much. So he's got every got every opportunity to earn a big payday either by the Bucs or from somebody else. And if he continues to put up those type of numbers for the Bucs are going to have a tough decision to make, a good decision to make, and they may go with a Leonard Fournette. Anything else?
No, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for elaborating on it. You guys be safe. Love you guys.
Yeah, love you too, man. Appreciate you. I like Robert from Pensacola. I know somebody else was trying to call in. Try to get on the phone lines. We'll read these comments. We'll see if we can stay a little bit out here. Let's go out to the evolution of sports talk television. Yours truly, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hey, long-time caller. This is Greg from Newport.
What's going on, Greg? What do you think about the Bucs' first victory today, 31-17 over the Carolina Panthers? Your thoughts?
Oh, my gosh, dude, I love it. I mean, in the beginning of the game, we're handing it off to Jones and stuff. I'm like, where is Fournette? McCoy, he got a couple, and then he had a couple of, passes, maybe 1 or 2 yards. I'm like, where the hell is Fournette? And then, towards the end of the game, we got it. 2 questions. First question is, what do you think happened? I mean, 21-0 at the half. Do you think we were just a little too comfortable going into the second half? Why do you think the defense let up a little bit? Or, do you think
I think every team makes adjustments in the second half. And look, we always say, if you're down 21-0, keep your pedal to the metal, right? Keep your foot on their throat. The Bucs didn't necessarily do that. They turn over the ball. They get stopped in 3 and outs, and then on top of it, you allow long drives by Carolina. You allow them to start getting comfortable and making some plays. And I think, hats off to the Carolina Panthers. They could have basically just laid down, but they made the necessary adjustments. They made some plays, and they made the Bucs pay for some of their mistakes and their missed opportunities, because this could have been a different game if a Sorrell Grayson just catch the ball, a Scotty Miller or LaShawn McCoy catches those passes, because it's a game where you have more touchdowns at that point, but instead you miss out on those opportunities. You let Carolina back into the game, but to the credit of that Bucs defense, making plays when you need to. A Carlton Davis, we've heard about, how he wants to be a top 10 corner and how Bruce Arians thinks he's a top 10 corner and shut down receivers. Top 10 corners make plays. Carlton Davis made a play today. So that's what you want a defense to do if you're going to be a top 5, top 10 unit, and they did it today. They caused 4 turnovers, and that was encouraging.
Right, yeah, definitely. And I think, in the locker room, Carolina definitely made the necessary changes. They did a great job. Do you think that Fournette will get most of the carries from now?
I think it's certainly possible, right? I mean, you got to ride the hot hand, and with his history with the Denver Broncos and the opportunity, I think there's certainly a possibility. But once again, it's a good problem to have. If you start out with Ronald Jones and you feel like he's not doing what he needs to do, then you can go ahead and go back. It seems like it's a running back rotation. But with that long run and his production today, Fournette is going to make it a difficult situation and a difficult decision, and that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. Just because Fournette's starting doesn't mean you don't have Ronald Jones to give him a breather. Just because you have Fournette starting doesn't mean you can't run McCoy out of the backfield to catch. But once again, you got to catch those passes in the end zone. A perfectly placed pass by Brady. You got to make the catch.
When's the last time?
Not even that, but to Scotty Miller in the end zone.
Same thing.
And when they replayed that in slow motion, holy shenanigans. Man.
Yep.
That was placed on there. I mean, you're in the NFL.
Holy shnikes.
Whatever.
Yes.
You're in the NFL. You got to make those catches.
Well, yes. The caller's original question, if I can, I think when you ask about this team, what happened when they're up 21-0 at halftime going to the second half, one of the things Johnny Dean drives me crazy about him, because he's so right, the professor. Every time I say Bucs are going to go 16-0, and he'll go, no, they're going to be like last year. Last year we were saying 10-6, and Johnny's like, no, they're going to be 8-8. But a team, even when you bring in the tools they brought in this offseason, one of the things a team has to do, and you talk about maturation, but you talk about they have to learn how to win.
Sure.
And going back, the best complete game the Bucs have had in the last couple of 3, 4, 5 seasons was obviously last year in Los Angeles. They scored the most points they've ever scored on the road. That they started and they finished as strong as they started. But today they were up 21-0, and they just didn't. They're a young green team that hasn't quite gotten that killer to learn how to win.
Well, I don't know if they're a young green team. What I think they are is a team that has not had those repetitions in training camp. It doesn't have that game time experience in preseason. A lot of people laughed about it, but when you miss that and then you miss out, you have a new quarterback. And I get it, it's Tom Brady, right? We said it's freaking Tom Brady. Tom Brady coming. You still have to develop that chemistry. With Chris Godwin out today, Scotty Miller, some catches here and there, but, big time opportunity missed. Justin Watson missed opportunities.
Well, and Grayson, if we had a preseason and they get the other 400 reps or what have you, he's not so green coming off the practice squad.
Maybe it's a different situation, but I definitely think that plays into it. With all that being said, they were still somewhat productive. And wasn't it nice here, buddy, to see this running game come out and have some balance? Teams, because I think that's what this offense has been missing, and this is what we've been saying. For me, it's a victim of volume for Ronald Jones, but it's not Jones's ball right now. I think, to answer your question, Fournette has every opportunity. They may just shift over and make him the starting running back. Don't be surprised. But again, they're not going to forget about Jones. They're not going to forget about McCoy. And then later on in the season, maybe a Keyshawn Vaughn makes some type of impact because you drafted him 3rd round.
And two more things for you guys.
Sure.
Gronkowski, why are we not implementing him as much in our offense, you guys think?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's either helping out offensive linemen.
With the run game.
Right. Even in the passing game, helping out offensive linemen like a Donovan Smith, like a Tristan Wirfs. I don't know. I don't know if they figured it out. I mean, maybe there is something to the whole Bruce Arians doesn't necessarily use his tight ends in this offense. Maybe there's something to that, and they have to figure it. They have to figure that out eventually, because I think there is going to be some frustration with the Gronkowski. I know he likes to block and he takes pride in that, but that he definitely wants to be a part of this game plan more and more, and hopefully they incorporate him in it.
Teams have seen they saw the Patriots do this for years. Yeah. Tom and Gronk would come out and they would tear you apart by doing that first, and then teams would try to stop that because that got going early, then they would tear you apart with the other little things. It looks like the Bucs. It seems like the Bucs are doing it in reverse. They're using Gronk in the blocking. Teams are focusing on stopping that Gronkowski Brady hookup, but the fact that we have it and still in there, and we're going to be able to now. They're going to already Denver's right now. The coaches are already there in Denver at Mile High, breaking down the running game from today, because they know they're going to see a heavy dose of the run next Sunday when the Bucs visit them, and that's a good thing because that's going to open up some more of them passes and using them tight ends.
And the last thing, so we're down by a touchdown. We're up by a touchdown. It's about 3.5, 4 minutes to go. When Fournette took that run, how the hell were you guys feeling after he made that thing?
You should have heard this place.
I think the whole place went crazy, and it was shades, and I hate to say it was shades of Mike Alstott, right? I mean, it was Alstott up the gut. It was even, and remember this, Cadillac Williams, his first game versus the Minnesota Vikings. You close it out, Michael Clayton on the block, Cadillac Williams goes in. I mean, that's old Bucs ball. When you need a running game, and basically the defense knows it's coming. They know it's coming.
You knew they know, run it,
and they can't stop it. That right there is closing out a game. That's the way you have to do it.
Downfield running.
That's beautiful.
Downfield.
It's a beautiful thing. And a lot of people say, that's ugly. No, that's beautiful.
And we were socially distanced here. So don't get me wrong. This place, we're spread out. There's all kinds of space here at the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. But when Fournette runs that 46-yarder in for a touchdown, I hadn't heard a cheer like that.
And for me, it's good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's what it is.
Hello.
Yes. Thank you.
Old Jim Carrey phrase. I love it, guys. Thank you so much for answering my call. You guys keep it up. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Greg, there you go. All right, so let's go out, read these comments, and then we'll get out of here. Alexander, would you be quiet over there?
He's saying he's taking the Bucs by 7 this week.
I don't know what he just said. I don't even know what you just said. Cut 70.
Sorry.
Cut 76 says Rasul. Some people still feel that way here. Special team not touching the onside was confusing. Let's see. I bet everyone is going to only talk about the interception. Will Mann again. Let's see what he has to say as we're. I think we're okay. I heard 420 again. It was 320. That was a coaching issue. Let's see here. Boy, it's tough to read these because the sun is getting the sun is.
It's going to be a beautiful sunset, though.
It's getting weird here. So hold on. Let me just be patient here.
I can't wait for a night.
We're in second place. You absolutely are. Deshaun says yes. The Falcons lost, like I said they would. Defense won the game. They did. 76, 76, 76, 76, 76, 76, 76. I think he wants to cut 76. All right, Russell.
76
we got
trombones.
you. Brady got pressure to that play. 76. He did. Rojo's first run, there was a hole, and he didn't hit it. Yash says, receivers need to work on catching the football. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Tom says, let's see, go Bucks. As the wind keeps on kicking up, we have a little bit of rain in the area, so we'll probably end this off here. Let's go back out to the phone lines using his third call. Robert from Pensacola, welcome to the Evolution.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, bud? Can't hear you there, bud. Go ahead. What did he say?
Hey, guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so you guys brought up linebackers a minute ago and brought
Yes.
up this big thing in my head, right?
Yes, yes.
We have Cameron Brate to go to in the pass for Winston, guaranteed red zone, doesn't drop the ball, right?
Right.
O.J. Howard, and we have Gronk.
Right.
Gronk's been showing up making big blocks, but as of right now, that's all we've seen. O.J. Howard dropping the ball consistently 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I've seen.
Well, you're definitely not wrong because O.J. Howard did make some catches, but he has dropped the balls, and he's also not been able to get the separation that he needs to get consistently. He needs to work on that. And
Cam Brate's a mystery to me.
Yeah, that's
he's
a mystery.
I mean,
non-existent all of a
yeah.
I didn't even realize he was. I thought maybe he was on the inactive like kid around, but I mean, he's like Cam Brate. We thought early on when we go back to Berkeley Prep when Cam was teaching Tom Brady the playbook, and then we said, by the season, Tom will be teaching us his nuances. So far, his nuances is not included going to Cam Brate.
Yeah, yeah.
No, and he came out of Harvard undrafted, correct? Like,
yes, I mean he's been productive.
Atlanta,
yeah,
New Orleans,
absolutely.
I could be wrong.
Good hands,
sure.
But he has been the go-to in the past.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he has disappeared. In my opinion, tight ends have been for blocking only right now for Brady. I have not seen a lot out of them as far as catches. OJ has got to stop dropping the ball.
Yeah.
I just want to know your opinions on the tight end situation. We came in with this fire offense. 3 badass tight ends.
Right.
In the language.
Agree. No, that's all right. It's all right.
I love the passion.
With 3 of them coming in, they were going to be fire options, just like our fire running backs with our fire wide receivers, and we have not seen any of that so far, right? We got one O.J. Howard touchdown, I think, in week 1. He just was wide open and walked in with it. But the drop passes, missed blocks. But what do you guys think about this, and where is it going? Because right now, Gronk is not impressive. O.J. Howard, honestly, as being as big as he is, he's what, like 6'5", gigantic dude at tight end?
Sure.
Unimpressive. And Cameron Brate, non-existent. Where are we going with this?
I don't know. I think, again, the offense has an opportunity to get better, and does this go back to Bruce Arians not incorporating tight ends into his offense? We heard Heath Miller early, but it's been a thing. Hopefully they do incorporate those tight ends into it, but if they don't, as long as you continue to win, but it seems like it's somewhat of a mystery where Gronk, where Brate, and O.J. Howard had a touchdown last week, was ineffective this week, had a couple drop passes, so
a couple of them. I think I counted 9.
Yeah, well, that wasn't all O.J. Howard, but Howard.
I think I counted total.
Not good.
One was called for pass interference,
right?
Which is okay if you call it,
right?
But at the same time, that's too many.
Yeah, that's way too many, and you can't do that. You can't have those missed opportunities, because when you have those missed opportunities, you basically let the team back.
Here's the thing:
game.
these two games, last week against the Saints and this week against Carolina, this is the first film that the coaches have to break down, where this nexus of new players can look at themselves, not so much against their own players, which we've got talent on our defensive side, but our offensive can now see how teams are going to react to them, and they're going to see, and they're seeing how they're going to shut them down, taking Gronk out, trying to stop the run this way, trying to take receivers out that way, and now we're going to be able to start building our offense, and that's really the biggest thing you missed, other than just the repetitions, is the fact that this is the first live fire against a foe that they've seen, and now they have the film to start building that better game plan. So we're going to see them getting better every week.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Question for you: do you think the Bucs are going to go? And this could be misinterpreted on my end. Like, I followed you guys all last year and everything like that.
Sure.
I just the first time caller today.
Appreciate you.
But
thank you.
Still, last year I saw a lot of dual tight end in the red zone. we had Braid on one side, OJ Howard on the other. If we're not hitting Godwin or Evans, you know, we had options. If we're not
I mean, does it come
Jones, we break it up.
Right.
Are we going to go back to that dual threat tight end option, or are these guys just going to be there to defend for Brady? Because I don't want to be negative on Brady.
Right.
I've loved Brady.
Sure.
And it's very hard to argue with someone's legacy the way Brady has set himself, right?
Agreed.
Brady is a winner. You saw it today. He's happy. He's happy. But week one, we also saw it when he was getting laid out. You see him on the sideline yelling, WTF.
Right.
He's mad because it's mistakes on his own QB intelligence. It's not something that the team is happening. It's he misread it. He hates that.
Right.
So are we going to go back to the dual tight end in the red zone at some point, do you think, or are we going to adjust from that? I think Arians is doing a great job right now, but I think you have a lot of weapons that we're not utilizing.
I think it depends on matchups, and if you think you can expose a linebacker or get a matchup with somebody that you're not, maybe a safety on a tight end, but it just depends on matchup. We talked about the 12 personnel and the 13 personnel with using 3 tight ends. So I definitely think they're going to play around with it. But once again, I don't think they've scratched the surface. And because you are so young in this season, I do think that they're going to open up this playbook a little bit more. And it just comes down to Brady getting more comfortable with the offense. But your line has to give more opportunities.
You got to get that line.
You want to spread out, but when you spread out, basically you're not helping your line out. And then you start to see the left side collapse. And that's when you start to get a little bit worried, not only about sacks, but look, if you get into Brady's face, we know if you get into any quarterback's face, you can cause those turnovers. That's what the Bucs are trying to alleviate.
Any quarterback, we can all agree. If
Right.
any quarterback gets rushed enough, gets hit enough, they fall apart.
Absolutely.
You can call that the GOAT or you can call that the rookie. It doesn't
Right.
matter. It just happens on any given Sunday.
It does. It happens on any given Sunday, and that's what you've got to clean up, and the Bucs are going to have the opportunity. I'm not sure if I'm sold on Donovan Smith still. I still see the same player that, you know, at points in the game looks somewhat
He's so down on himself
confident,
too, and rightly
then,
so.
And then he just looks like he's lost. You know,
He drags to the side like he's, you know,
He
like
literally walked off like he was a broken player.
Yeah.
And had
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, the stupid penalty with, you know, driving a guy down, grabbing the outside of a jersey. You know that you're going to pick up a penalty for that. There's no reason.
Drag it all the way down.
Right. There's no point to that because, you know, when you drive down the defensive player, the ref is automatically going to throw that flag all day long. And we've seen this. And I almost feel like it's a Kenyatta Walker situation where he used to get dominated by Julius Peppers. And even then, I would take Walker over Donovan Smith at some points in the game because Smith looks lost.
You take Pinata? I know you would.
He looks lost.
He doesn't.
man.
He looks like
And I'm worried.
He
I'm
looks like
worried.
he's not going to find his way. That's the sad
It's
thing.
crazy, though, to think that someone as that leader on the line
Sure.
was that broken today. But
Yeah.
we can all agree, I think, that that's exactly what happened. He played. He got played.
Mhm.
He knows what he did.
Right.
He knew that it was avoidable, and he chose not to do it.
Yeah.
It's something that's so avoidable that I can understand why Brady gets frustrated. You know, you could see it in Brady's face today, and I've had people messaging me nonstop, Brady's still nothing, Brady's not this, Brady's not this, he's not the GOAT anymore.
Right.
Those are haters, right? Like,
Mhm.
he's a competitor. He doesn't like to lose. He walked in today with a game plan, and he executed. You could see where the weaknesses were, but I also am not sold on Donovan Smith. Am I sold on the rest of our boys?
Yeah.
I feel like you have to stop jumping off sides.
Agree. You do.
Giving
You have to
time
stop
in a
doing that kind of
third
stuff.
and long
Yeah.
situation. Stop
You're-
fighting into that count.
You're on top of the ball.
In a row, multiple times.
Yeah.
But I'm with you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate the calls, and definitely don't be a stranger here on the Evolution. All right.
Will not be, boys. Y'all be safe.
All right, we will definitely be safe. Thanks a lot, Robert from Pensacola.
You're gonna need some aloe.
I probably am, but that's okay. I definitely need that. Needed some sunscreen. Didn't think the sun was going to be as.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but there have been moments here I cannot read some of these comments. So
Just kick him up there.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Hold on a sec. Let's see.
You know
here.
what? Turn your PC this side.
All right, we'll turn it this
around.
side.
Turn it around. Your Blake's not there anymore. Just turn it to where you need
Oh,
it.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, now I can read.
We evolved.
Amazing. Johnny Dean, welcome to the Evolution.
one short thing, man.
Yes.
Everybody's on Donovan Smith, and he had a better game this week than he had last week. He didn't have a great game, but he had a good game.
Right.
He took he was opening the gap for Leonard Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
And the inside tackle, I think it's Kappa.
Right.
Missed his block, so they rushed in that hole.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what happened tonight when Smith goes out. He was out for 2 plays when he got hurt, and both those plays, they full rushed Brady from the left side.
Yeah. We were trying to wonder who was in there, because it wasn't any good either. So
I think I saw Josh Wells' name up there.
Oh, geez.
I'm pretty sure it was Josh Wells.
Another swinging gate from last year against the Panthers. Ugh.
Oh, he got.
Jeez.
That's the reason why you got to establish a running game so
Yep.
that Tom can have a little bit of spontaneity back there, and then it sets up the pass to use those tight ends. Until that running game is set up, those tight ends are they're glamorous blockers.
Yeah, they really are.
But as far as Smith goes, we rag him when he's bad, but I want to give him credit when he's good.
No, I give him credit. I think he played
He didn't make up for last week. but
Right.
He played a lot better.
He played a lot better than last week. I definitely agree with you, but he still has things to work on, and I wish that he would continue that same effort, because I feel like I don't think he's going to be Nick Citro Pro Bowler, because Nick Citro was calling for him to be in the Pro Bowl. I don't think he's that good, but he has an opportunity to be adequate.
If he could ever get the technique down, he took his tackle and took him 20 yards.
Yep.
That's straight.
And we heard
If
that
he could
from
just get the technique down.
Right.
He would be great.
It's the feet.
We heard that from Coach Arians today and the presser a couple days ago for the Sports Web, the pregame show, of where he tries to knock the crap out of somebody when he's in the running game, when he's pass protecting. There's no need for it. He's losing technique, and he's getting, what did he say, getting too excited or something, and he's basically knocking himself down. And we saw the penalty where he basically puts the guy on the ground when he's in that running game. And all day long.
That really wasn't on Don. That's an okay play if he had got his hands out of the way.
Right.
If he just got his hands out, he'd been okay.
Sure. All right, Johnny Dean, thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you as always. All right.
All right, later, brother.
All right, later. All right, so the phone line is open, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web live on Bucs Report, powered by 320solar.com. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay.
Speaking
Ray
of solar,
Kennedy.
this is
Gonna be a three. I tell you, you're going to call some wins here soon, like 2019. Saquon Barkley suffered a torn ACL. Goodness,
we saw
gracious.
him when you were talking about the nine. We came across the ticker. It was him, the Niner defensive lineman. It was just like
Justin Herbert in for Tyrod Taylor, the greatness of which everybody tried to convince me of being a good quarterback. He's out with injury, so there you go. Another Oregon quarterback. We'll see how that works out. I like to shout out Ryan Suckup. Great job. Perfect on the day, says Tim. David, Fournette has to be the starter moving forward. Dre, run everybody. I love it. Shady dropping that wide open is, what is that word? Anomaly? Oh, anomaly.
Oh, anomaly.
Leo Ward. A great game for Will Golston. Dre says, I knew he was going to break. All right, good stuff. Dre says, Weapon X. David, Golston, Sue, Whitehead, and Devin White were beast. Dre again, shaking my head sucks. I think you're saying Sue sucks. So was Winfield Jr. David, Bucks have a top 5D this year. No question, Dylan says. Ugly win is still a win. Great. Get better every day. Dre says, we crucial. I like Dre. I really like him. I want him to call in because he's always lit, as the kids would say. It was an ugly win, but 2 touchdown drops away from being a solid win. Christopher, Shady had 2 drops that he did. Dre, Shady still did his thing. He did.
Always lit.
Too excited. Always lit. David here is we're getting, I guess it's a sunstorm or something.
It's like rain, sun. There's a rainbow, little rainbow over here.
There's a rainbow over there.
Oh, there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Somewhere
over the rainbow. That's as much karaoke as they're gonna get.
Mock-ing. Bird.
I'm not gonna do it.
Mockingbird. Oh, sorry. I feel like we're Dumb and Dumber, but I got to be Lloyd Christmas. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you got to be Jeff Daniels. What's his name in that?
I don't even. It's been a
Idiots.
long day. I've been
That's
here
our
since 7
Halloween
o'clock this
costume.
morning.
We're gonna dress up as Dumb and Dumber. I want to be Lloyd Christmas with that bowl cut. By the way, Mark Davis still has not gotten that haircut. It's still looking like Lloyd Christmas. So good job to you. I think you definitely got a Halloween costume coming up for yourself.
What is it with all the money he's got?
I have no idea. Just go and get a barber.
Maybe by tomorrow night when they beat
Jesus.
the Saints there on Monday Night Football.
I think they're going to.
I'd like to
Everybody's
see it.
laughing at me. Oh, they got Drew Brees. Oh, the Raiders. I'm telling you. John Gruden, man. I'm telling you, he'll have that team ready to go. Falcons are looking scary even with the loss. They're looking scary. They're looking scary bad defensively. Where's Tyler Johnson? Where in the world is Tyler Johnson? He wasn't active today. Defense was huge today. We're going to whoop those ponies, says Dre.
Yeehaw.
We're probably going to face the Broncos backup quarterback. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes because that necessarily doesn't always
Bucs don't have a
equate to
good
win.
history against backup
Can
quarterbacks.
we not go into that history?
Okay.
All right. Donovan tried, says Dre. Christopher Cole. On one play, Wirfs was blocking two guys by himself. Laugh out loud. Actually, a solid day on special teams, too. Dre laughing. Christopher Cole here. Let's see what he has to say. Geez, Dak threw for 450 today. Amazing. And why? Because the Falcons' defense is trash, especially in that back end. I told you that, but you didn't listen. So you got to learn the hard way.
You gotta listen.
Johnny says Dre. Let's see here. Johnny Dean Fournette, Bucs starter next week at Denver. 100 says, is that Piretta Martinez? Okay, very cool. $600 per ticket for the game next week. Damn, I love the Bucs. Tim says, Johnny Dean, ask Brady about the Falcons 28-3. Never forget. Fire them damn cannons. Do it. There we go. Once again, RIP to the Stream Deck today. That's another $150 that I will invest proudly into the evolution of sports talk.
We have to now that we're going to be multi-camera facet.
I'm telling you, we have to be multi-camera faceted. Whatever you just said, 4K camera. I don't even know what you just said. Sounded like gibberish. Call in now. Would you shut up? 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Along with Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay, powered by 320solar.com. Just having a good time. I already did twice. Jeez. I had it 34-20, so I was a bit off. You were. Taylor Allen, great job today, guys. Thank you very much, sweetie. Appreciate you. Alexander, absolutely barking in the background. Was he not a great dog today? I mean,
he was.
It was a great picture to have all of us, a Bucs Report, with the dog out here and just enjoying wings and fries. And I'm going to pay for that later, probably. So
I'm paying for it now.
Would you shut up? Anybody concerned with the body language of what this team?
Donovan
winning?
Smith.
No, maybe Donovan Smith. 2 weeks in a row, key player is injured after playing us. Mushrooms. I don't know what that means. Can we praise the kicking, please? Absolutely. Hallelujah.
I said it before the game last week.
Yes.
That's our Pro Bowl kicker right there.
Yes.
I see him. I'd have him in fantasy seven days a week and twice on Sunday.
It's like nothing you have to worry about. If a guy can make 30, 40-yard field goals, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Make your extra points. That's not points off the board. There's no drama to the situation.
He's 30. He's 36 years old.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. You don't want to. You'll still send him out for a 55-yarder.
Sure.
But he's going to put his leg. I don't want to see him hurt himself trying to kick some outrageous kick. But
There's
as
no
far as
drama
inside
to
the
it.
50,
I get it. He may not be as athletically gifted as some of the kickers we had here. I don't care. I just need somebody to kick the ball. That's all I need. Make your kicks and catch the ball.
You got one job.
You got one job.
Catch the ball.
That's it.
Grayson.
Yes, and Scotty Miller and LaShawn McCoy. We'll be fair.
Oh,
and O.J. Howard. Yes, also very proud of Miller. Let's go, Fournette, but let's not forget JPP and Whitehead crushing it. Taylor Allen says, Bucs Report, no mushrooms. That might ruin the first veggie omelet experience for him. Like I said, next week, catch it here live. I will get a veggie omelet, which if you don't know the story is that somebody tried to make me a significant other, a potential significant other, tried to make me a veggie omelet. I would not eat it, and she would not have anything to do with me. So it remains the same. I never eat veggies in my omelet because I don't get up to do that. You want to eat lettuce? Eat it in a salad.
You won't do it in the taco either.
I won't do that. It's beef cheese and sour cream for me. If you're at Taco Bell somewhere else, maybe I need to upgrade it.
The thing is, to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
That's it. And you know what? It goes with the Bucs offense this week. You know, you made some mistakes. You got to get those out of the way. You made mistakes last week. Got to get those out of the way. You feel like, once again, breaking those eggs, you're going to be better off for it.
Yes.
By the way, not to say, you know, in my kitchen, I break too many eggs and the eggs don't get made. I have somebody else do it.
Nice.
But I will eat a veggie omelet next week with cheese, bacon,
and spinach.
All right, let's go out to a family member here. Let's go out to my mother, Sandra Nagle. Welcome to the Evolution. You're on with your son, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. What do you think of this big Bucs win, 31-17? Well, I think she's pretty happy.
I watched the whole thing, and it was awesome.
I love her.
I love her, too.
I'm so happy that my granddaughter decided to go to sleep.
Well, that's good.
Throughout her whole birthday to watch the football game, and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
What a game, Brady.
It's gonna get better, right? I mean, there's some things you still have to work on, right?
Oh yeah, there's a couple things, but they play fantastic. They just gotta run, play the ball. That's all.
Well, they're playing Bucs ball. You gotta like that run at the end of it, 46 yards.
You better believe I did.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, what else? By the way, my niece's birthday. Happy birthday to that 1-year-old little girl. I'm sorry I couldn't make your birthday, but I had to run somewhat of a platform in the evolution of sports talk television. I'll make it up to you. I promise
she
you.
missed it too.
I know she did. I know she did. I know she did. All right, what else? What else, Mom? That's it?
Okay.
You got to
That's it, you guys. Y'all did a wonderful job. Awesome job, Peter Blake. Ray Kenny, all you guys did a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, Mom, your check is in the mail, and you are definitely my agent. Thanks a lot for calling the Evolution, all right?
You bet. That was fantastic.
All right, there you go. And what other
love that.
sports talk show has a family member, your mother,
My
call
mom.
you and tell you did a good job? And Tampa Bay Ray
Love
Kennedy.
her.
I feel like you're my brother from another mother.
Brother, and my mom's watching on Twitch. Don't forget.
There you go. Your
our one
mother's
viewer.
watching on Twitch?
She's the one viewer on Twitch.
I
Between
love that
and
one
Call
viewer.
Of Duty.
Well, you got to write comments in there.
Well, I'll have her say something. But
Okay.
yeah, she's going between Call of Duty and
I
watching
should have
us.
her call in.
She will. Oh, she will.
Did you see how excited she was? I
I
thought she
love
was
that.
going to have. She had high
She
blood
brings the
pressure this
excitement.
week. She does. Where
She
do you think I
brings the
got it
passion.
from?
Yeah, I know.
Dad upstairs. Dad's shaking his head right now.
Yes, he
what
is.
the hell is going on here?
No, he's enjoying this win.
He is. He is. All right. So no mushrooms. We'll do that. Chargers 20-6 over the Chiefs. Oh, look at that!
Wow.
Whoa.
See that? See it?
Wow.
It's all. This is all about matchups.
Yes.
That's why it drives you crazy. You got a team that's supposed to not lose to anybody, and they go in and they lose to somebody. And it's NFL more than any other sport in the world.
Yeah.
It's about those matchups.
It is about those matchups. And look, any given Sunday, which by the way is a very
Great movie.
underrated football movie. Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz. Hell,
Jamie-
they even had Jamie Foxx in
Jamie
it.
Foxx
LL
is-
Cool J. You know who was
Yeah.
supposed to play Jamie Foxx's role?
Who?
P. Diddy.
No way.
Yes.
These guys.
He gave up the role to do that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the way they went. I like
and who
Ella.
else was in that movie? Who was in Spartacus?
Oh,
The older guy. I can't think of his name right now.
I'm looking at these clouds coming in
Wow.
here. We better get ready.
Yeah, we better. All right, calling now 255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, powered by 320solar.com. All right, let's see here. Bucs still held CM to 59 yards today. Absolutely. OJ had juicy fingers today, says Bucs Report. Injuries have taken over in San Fran. Garoppolo and Bosa went out today.
Wow.
Garoppolo
too? Yeah. And then you had what?
And Thomas. You had Thomas and Bosa. So that's the landscape of the NFL. It takes one or two injuries, whether you have depth or not. You can't lose those key positions.
Nope.
And a Nick Bosa, who played so well last year, you feel bad for San Francisco. Kittle, Garoppolo, they still beat the Jets. Just end the season for the Jets. Sorry, Jets fans. I'm sorry.
And I want to
And
curse
my
him.
boss out there, Anthony Giuliani, the real mayor of New York. I do apologize for saying that, but really the Jets are just god-awful. Shout out to Fast Track Cannabis Clinics of America, mycannabiscard.com. McCoy in the end zone was just disappointing. However, there's still room for growth with this team. That's a great sign. Brady knows what he's doing. He won't let that continue. I will say it louder for the people in the back. They got this, says Taylor Allen. You know, Joshua Cole Allen, I understand why you picked her. She's a pretty smart lady there. Hold on to her. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you. We appreciate you guys making it happen. We try to make it happen. I tell you right now,
I'm making something.
There was a point today where I thought we were not going to make it happen.
There was that time.
But we make it happen here. Can I ask you an honest question? Do you believe by week 4 we see a grilled offense? I know we still have sinking issues, etc., but the defense is playing better than we could have hoped. What do you think week 5 or 6? Better. They're going to be better. They're going to be a well-oiled machine. They're going to be scary.
And we're going to see how every team's going to – and don't forget, though, that's also when we're going to go into the meat of our schedule with the Monday Nighter against Chicago at Chicago, and then against the New York Giants, and then we have the Rams and the Chiefs come to town. So, that's a good time to be finding your bearings as we get into that middle meat of that schedule.
Absolutely. As it drizzles a little bit, we have rainbows, drizzle, wind.
For drizzle, for shizzle. Sorry.
Jeez. You know what? Wrong. All right. Gelled. He said gelled, not grilled. That would be what I cook in the kitchen usually, grilled chicken. Usually
Cajun style.
Cajun style, yes, exactly. By the way, thank you to the Jaguars, absolutely. Fournette had more big plays today than Jones had in 3 years. Jones can be steady backup, but Fournette has this job.
And the Bucs tried. They still, even into the third quarter, were still putting Rojo out there and giving him his shots.
I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is.
They heard you about the victim of volume, and he's had his shot. He's still a good running back.
He's not getting it done.
But he's going to be working in with the other two running
backs. We got your
backs.
uncle in the background singing again. He's singing. Was that
singing? You light up my life.
I think he's singing.
You light up.
I'll tell you right now. You start singing "Wind Beneath My Wings," and I'm going to get out.
You are
of here.
the wind.
What's the Titanic song?
Oh God, I don't know, but if I had wings with this wind out here today, I'd be on the beach.
We have not drank at all. This is very natural. I appreciate this.
Root beer.
Yes, root beer all day long. Sue and Shaq and JPP crushed it today. Understandable. We pick up Monster back and make monster plays. But what does that do? Rojo having 3 backs in rotation, I feel, is huge. Absolutely, once again, a good problem to have. Johnny Dean, Drew Lock has a shoulder injury. There we go. Drew Lock officially out next week. Starting quarterback in Denver will be Jeff Driscoll, former
Gator,
and also
Giant. No,
Lion last year.
Lion.
But I also believe he played baseball at some point. Did he not? With the Boston Red Sox.
Wow.
You're welcome. All
Thank
right.
you.
Love the intelligence of this cast. You guys are top notch. Waited until this year to call, but I should have done sooner. Look, man, this is your opportunity to call in. We're not going to hang up on you unless you piss me off, and you have to get to that point where you really piss me off. But I will take multiple phone calls from you.
Remember the first time I called in? I used my second call in on your show. And we used to have walk-up music. I forget what my walk-up music was, but
well, we had walk-up music before. We can't play the walk-up music because Facebook will kill us.
No, we're good. We have.
I love to play walk-up music.
I used my second call that day. I called you up, and you said you're using your second call, and I'm like, that's part of the evolution.
That's it.
And
that's what it's about. It's not your daddy's sports talk show. It is my dad's sports talk show. He gave me the idea. I ran with it, and you guys love it. So eat it up, enjoy it, and come and get it. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Live from the Deck Bar and Grill. No sell-up, so the sky's not falling, actually. But
see the seabirds flying in the breeze.
Beautiful.
We got the sunset and the palm
trees. It's a beautiful day, man.
It's the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. And then come out next Sunday. It's a 425 in Denver. We're going to be out here.
I believe we're going to have that 4K camera. It's supposed to come here the 22nd. Little money for that camera. It's going to be on that
money.
shot.
That's our song.
Well, there you go. That is our song. And I'll tell you right now, the defense was money today.
Defense
Four
was
sacks, causing turnovers, points off of turnovers. The offense loves when you give them a short
and the
field.
Bucs sticking with the run.
Yes.
Sticking with the run. Of course, if you lose the game, you go, why'd they stick with the run?
People say it's an ugly game. I think it's a Da Vinci, my friend. I think maybe it's what was it? What's the painting that everybody said with a Mona Lisa?
Oh, Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
How many games did Martin Gramatica pull it out with the last-minute field goal? Because, we love our Tony Dungy, but he'd get that 3-0 lead in the first quarter, and they'd go to a prevent defense.
Yeah.
8 minutes in the first quarter, and the Bucs are in a prevent defense, but we pull them out.
I got my
end.
other boss contacting me right now. Her name is Kim. She's a big Falcon fan. I told you that defense was bad. You didn't listen to me. You should listen to me. Yeah, and I got to do that to my bosses because they're going to give me hell tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe they give me the suspension, but you know what?
Suspension.
It's worth it because one boss is a Jets fan, the other boss is a Falcons fan.
Oh,
and they're both sitting at 0-2.
The irony is both Jets and Falcons both fly. and neither of those teams have gotten off the
they're
ground.
both dead in the water.
DOA.
Right? I mean, DOA.
The
Okay.
Titanic. What's the song from the Titanic? I know it's Celine Dion.
My heart will go on.
Did someone just say that?
No, I
You
did.
just thought of that? That's so cool.
And if you start singing it, I'm going to punch you in your heart. Give you heart palpitations.
Palpitations. You're the one who had palpitations on Monday night. You're the one. You brought the passion, baby.
When Tristan called in?
Oh.
I want to see Tristan call in on Monday night
Tristan.
now. Man,
And you know-
what's going on? You know this is expected. Come on.
And Al was sitting there and just laughing, and I'm watching at home. I texted. I was on the phone. I called Keith and I said, "Should somebody get over there and check his BP?" Love the passion.
My family called me. They're like, dude, you're going to have a heart attack. I'm like, I'm good to go. I'll be 42 in less than 2 weeks. I'm good to go.
Brother, it gets
Yes.
everything going.
It does. And this is what I love to do. People say, what's your life? This is my life. To entertain you, to talk about sports. Sometimes get it right. Sometimes get it wrong.
Get it right most of the time.
Get it right, jerk, or you
You're-
got nothing. That's what
you
my
got
dad
me
used
here
to say.
for the wrong.
My beard looks like a goat. Okay. That's great. Yo, says Blake Anthony. He decided to tune back in here, going to work. Good job, Blake Anthony.
Thank
Gronk
you
is
for coming.
pulling defenders and making big blocks. Like it, Robert. He's doing his job. His name alone secures the defense. He pulls safeties and linebackers all the time. Johnny Dean, Chargers still on top of KC. 14-6. Okay, was 20-6, I thought. We got somebody from Twitch in search of followers, primes, and views. We will help you. BigFollows.com. BigFollows.com. What is that, a bot?
I don't know. Well, if it is, it's a comment. You asked for a comment from Twitch, and we got a Twitch. Wait, this is for Twitch. Okay, at Twitch.
You're so stupid.
I had a Twitch. I always think.
Wow, 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 wow. The best handlers available are right here. Jeez. Look out for my tape now. Good stuff. We're at the end of the comments here. Chargers up 17-6 over the Chiefs. Chargers could be tough in 2 weeks. That they could with those two defenders and Melvin Ingram. I still have some issues with the quarterback situation. Tyrod Taylor's not healthy. Not that I thought he was good in the first place. Justin Herbert, I like the chances.
That's going to be at our house at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. San Diego.
They're LA now.
Well, LA.
It's tough to say. San Diego, LA. Who knows? You know, the Raiders are Vegas.
How are they even playing out there? I think it's Seattle.
They're playing in Darth Vader's dome.
Quality.
That's what they should call it, Darth Vader dome.
That's right.
I don't know how they didn't hook up a sponsorship with
Darth Vader.
By the way, Yoda, are you there, Yoda?
I am right here, Mr. Peter Blake.
It's been a long day.
Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, live here on the Sports Web. The evolution of sports talk television, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, Yoda himself. We're just dumb and dumber here, but happy about the Bucs win. Their first win of the season versus the Carolina Panthers. Check the tape. 31-17 over the Panthers. Bucs are victorious. It's early, but I don't see Justin Herbert giving that job back to Taylor. That's 20-6 was a typo. Sorry, but Chargers are up. Monsters are real in Tampa. I like it. I don't know what that means, but okay. 29-13 in Houston now. So the Ravens having their way. Make it 30-13 over the Ravens. So we nearly gone about 3 hours here. We got about 15 minutes. We going to know the 15 minutes, or do we just want to wrap it up here?
Well, if we go 15, I'm going to sing My Heart Will Go On.
If you sing
that,
I will let you host this show yourself.
Oh, you're dropping all kinds
Celine
of gauntlets today,
I'm
aren't
telling you. I'm telling you. But, yeah, let's see here. Dwayne Beatty says, I just want to thank everyone, especially my favorite nephew, Peter H. Blake, another family member here. I'm not paying these guys, for allowing to come along for a really great time today with the festivities and the really good hot wings, fries, celery sticks, which my dog also will not eat.
Oh, I should have got that video.
That was so funny.
Alex was bringing it up.
Should I eat it? Should I not? He kept on putting it in his mouth and not. By the way, you know this is my uncle because
Uncle
he
D.
covers everybody's face with everything he writes. It's
Well,
funny.
he's a very he's
articulate man.
Articulate,
He is.
passionate.
He's passionate about it.
Verbose.
Blue cheese dressing, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, and so much more. We're not getting paid by these sponsors, by the way, so why are we mentioning them? And much more, of course, the great and wonderful Cedric Robinson, the manager, and all of his wonderful waitresses, bartenders, Mr. Dean, Jessica is the best, and Laura, and so many more. Great and wonderful service here live at the Deck Bar and Grill. So with that being said, I think we're just going to wrap it up. We do have 18 people watching, but I don't know what you say. I think the best is yet to come. Seeing as we're singing songs here, and this offense has some things to work on. You know, they did have the turnover situation today. Defense still gives up a lot of yards, but makes some key plays. And you got a tough matchup versus the Denver Broncos, but you may get a break here with facing a backup quarterback. Shaq, I know he's going to be raring to get after it, and also Leonard Fournette going back to last year, over 200 yards of rushing. So we'll see how this plays out this week, but it's nice to be 1-1 instead of like the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers at 0-2.
0-2. And we're in second place, and depending on how badly the Saints could lose tomorrow night, it could have.
And they may be 2-0. Look, I may be wrong about
That
this,
might
but
happen.
I kind of feel like the Saints are going to be hindered by the fact they don't have Michael Thomas. And I think the Raiders are going to be ready to play in their new home.
And here's
Who
the thing.
knows?
Looking back again at the statistics again from last week before we close the chapter on that finally, that was so close at the end of the third, the only difference being those 2 turnovers. I didn't leave last week's game. I felt the thing I thought coming out of last week's game was I'd play them 10 times, and I think we would win at least 4. It felt like it. Like they might, at New Orleans. Now, when they come here to our place, especially if we can have some fans there, then I like our odds straight up. I like to get the Brady versus Breeze. Today, good teams win the games they're supposed to win.
I feel like I got to get my nephew in here. Can you go in and get my nephew in here really quick?
Come on over here.
Go
Gavin.
ahead, Gavin. Come in here.
This guy's been doing it all today.
He's
Hold
been
on a
doing
second.
great. He just turned 16 years old. I hope he's a chip off the old block. He's my nephew. Come in here and talk. Unmute that mic if you want to get on that third mic there, or he's going, no, go on that mic right there, the big mic right there. What's up, young man? How you doing?
Doing good.
Put those cans on there. Let's be professional. Get into that mic there. Welcome to the Evolution. You're on with your uncle here. Happy birthday. Did you have a good game today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you like and what did you not like from this Bucs game versus the Panthers?
Like I said, the defense played really well. Tom Brady did really well. The other,
not concerned about the interception that he had?
No, not at all. Not really at all. I feel like he's just going to brush that off.
Yeah.
Next week, he's going to play 10 times better.
Yeah.
Fournette needs to be the starter, in my personal opinion.
Your personal opinion? Do you think they make him the starter this week?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. I
Okay.
think they give him more carries.
Okay,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you need to get a haircut.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
trim it down a little bit.
All right, good stuff. Anything else?
Yeah.
I will say this buddy right here, he definitely is doing a good job with, he was directing the camera today, helping out with the setup. So love you, bros. Appreciate you. Yeah. Great job. And I know, I got to say, Papa would be proud of you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Most definitely.
All right, buddy. So thanks a lot, bud. Thanks a lot for being on the Evolution. All right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, let's go ahead and get Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy back on here. I get Alexander on there, but he's not barking right now, which is good.
You're cheating hard.
I'm telling you right
That's
now.
the song I'm going to sing.
Start singing that
I went
stuff.
and put it in. I just went and put it in. I wrote it out. I said, Peter Blake's going to sing You're Cheating Hard.
Wow, wow, wow. I miss my stream deck.
I hear you've been using it a lot
to the
today.
stream deck. Yes, I got to get it working. We'll try to get it working. Hopefully at home. If not, then we'll just have to figure something out. But final thoughts.
Again, I'm just going to say, I'm going to say the good teams win the games they're supposed to win. The Bucs were supposed to, at least they were favored by 8. They won by, 14?
Yeah.
So good teams do what they're supposed to do. I didn't like the way they let the Carolina Panthers hang around as long as they did, but divisional games are like that. They're like a stepsister or a cousin. You're going to go to war with them, but at the end, you love them. We love to beat them. So I look forward to next week's game
Absolutely.
at Denver and being down here at the deck at Isla del Sol to get some of that good food.
I'm telling you, good food here, great service. Thanks to Cedric Robinson and Dean and everybody. Even a waitress here that I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting with, Courtney, which is great.
sweet.
It's a small
So
world, and we love it after all. So there you go. Bucs win 31-17 to pick up their first win. For the great Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49, which tune in. Also tune in tonight to Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats at 9 o'clock live here exclusively on Bucs Report. For Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, Best of the Bay. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Bucs win 31-17 to pick up their first win and go 1-1 next week versus the Denver Broncos. Have a great week, guys. You're now in the Sports Web, a sports talk show for the hardcore fan. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense.
Power bill through the roof? At 320 Solar, that power bill will be no more. In fact, about 90% of our customers report lower solar payments than with electricity. That's more power in your pocket. 320 Solar. Power up. Going solar with 320 may cost you nothing down. But the work we do is not a $0 job. With a 10-year roof penetration warranty and solar panels guaranteed for 25 years, you can have peace of mind knowing we will do the job right every time without question. .320 Solar. Power up.
Come to Sam Ash for hundreds of exclusive holiday deals on music and sound gear from the most iconic brands. Save big on professional and starter guitars, drums, digital pianos, horns, violins, DJ, and electronic production equipment. Supercharge your home studio with deals on podcasting, streaming, and AV equipment like speakers, microphones, headphones, and acoustic treatment. Plus, with 36 months no-interest financing on thousands of items, you can get the gear of your dreams right now. From our incredible selection and service to our lowest price guarantee for over 95 years, real musicians know you only go to Sam Ash.